Coming to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Morning, and welcome to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. Big E, of course, is here. Kadog is here, which is always good. It's a good day when Kadog's here. How you doing, Jay? You look a little tired this morning. You tired?
Nobody wants to hear about my sleeping habits. Nobody's interested in that. But
I
I will
am.
say this.
I'm always interested in your sleeping habits. What are you talking about?
I will say this, Mike. If you ever want to torture me, deprive me of sleep.
Really?
Awful. Oh.
Is that the Chinese water torture?
Oh.
for lack
I'd
of sleep?
rather be burned.
Burnt. Really?
I'd rather be.
That's a bold statement.
I'd rather
my
be
friend.
shot in the leg. Only in the leg.
I hear the buttocks is better. When I was talking to the Crack brothers, they were saying,
I'd
dude,
rather be shot in the ass.
you want to be shot in the ass cheek if you have to pick a spot.
I don't know. Officer Crack was saying it wouldn't be bad to just go kind of skim the calf a little bit.
Well, if you really just skim it, but I mean, if you're just plugging a bullet
Yeah,
into your leg,
right
that would
through the.
you'd probably shatter a bone. Oh, it'd be bad news. So depriving you of sleep
As
is the,
good as my sleep was the other last night, the night
Yeah,
before
2 nights
last.
ago. I think it was Sunday night.
Yeah, that's as bad as it was last night, Mike.
Yeah, really.
Oh,
What's going on? Are we stressed? Are we?
I'm
we just
sleeping for like a small period, maybe like 3 hours, and then I wake up and think of 90 million things and toss and turn in my boxers and t-shirt and can't go back to sleep.
Yeah, you're sleeping
And
in
then-
that suit and you can't.
And then I finally do, and then my alarm goes off. You know, like
Yeah.
20 minutes before my alarm goes off. Today, I just failed to set my alarm, so I woke up an hour late. But
Do you like those nights when you wake up at like midnight? It's like, I still got another few hours to sleep.
no, because of what I just described, I have an awful time going back to sleep.
Yeah. See, I don't mind. The ones that drive me nuts are when I wake up, like if my alarm is set for 4 a.m. and I wake up at 3:30, like that's when it's like, no, now you want to go back to bed. But I'm doing the same thing. It's not just you, dude. I wake up in like almost daily in like a panic at some point, just like, and then it's just the head starts churning.
Yeah.
And it goes to a Satanist place. Like it's really bad. Like the whole world's coming to an end place every time. And I don't know if it's because I'm half asleep and it makes it that much worse.
I always have to like resolve in my mind, like, all right, I'm not solving any of these problems that are mulling around in my head
Yeah.
by laying here and thinking about this.
Can you actually go to that place where
I have to get there.
see? I can't. I just like, oh my God, what would happen if I jumped off the roof onto my head? Like, would that fix everything? Like I go there and I don't work out anything.
Yeah, it's bad.
You almost bring yourself to tears, as you're just laying there. And
Why do we need so much sleep, dude? I wish I was one of these people, and everybody
one
knows
of the Trumps of the world?
who needs like 3 to 4 hours a night. Just give me 3 to 4 hours, I'm fine. God, that'd be better than any superpower.
What?
Yes,
No.
I would rather have the power to sleep 3 to 4 hours a night and be spry and with it the next day
I wish
than anything else.
my superpower, if I had one superpower wish, is now if I could sleep 22 hours a day and just have to like
You basically do, don't you?
no, I don't.
Sleep with your eyes open, pretty much, on the couch
No. No. I wish I could though.
while you're digesting whatever show. No,
Yeah, well, maybe. I mean, that's kind of the job, reading books, watching TV. I mean, it just kind of goes with it. But yeah, I do wish I could sleep like 22 to 23 hours a day would be nice. That'd be the dream. No, you don't want to do that?
No, I want to be awake, but I want to be rested. This sucks. But damn it, Marcel!
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Anyway, we almost got good news yesterday. Remember?
How so, Mike?
Well, you probably won't remember this, but there was the girl that did the gallery show in Los Angeles.
With the naked Trump?
No, her name was Whitney Bell, I believe. And she did one.
Oh, the Panoose?
the
pics.
unsolicited dick pics. And she was doing a gallery show. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, I reached out to her. I don't know when was that? A month ago? 2 months ago?
Couple
Yeah, I
months ago?
sent her my dick pic. Yeah, no. I reached out to her and I was just like, hey, so I introduced myself and just said, hey, we'd love to have you on the show if you could talk. And so I never heard back. I figured she was flooded with international media requests or whatever. So until yesterday, I got a message from her yesterday, which was just like, hey,
She finally
Mike,
got to your inquiry 2 months later.
sorry for the delay. You were in that weird Facebook Messenger purgatory where suspect messages come up. I'm like, oh, okay. So I landed in some weirdo category. I would love to have you feature the story. What can I help you with? What sort of story are you looking to do? Feel free to email me at blah, 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 blah.
Well, we would like to talk to you about your dick pic collection.
Well, before I could respond, another message came in and just said, actually, I checked out your page and I think I'll be passing on this. Thanks.
Oh,
Yeah.
Your page.
Did you message her back
The
after?
Detroit Cast. She obviously went
No,
to our
I know
website.
that, but did you message her back after that? Like that point, I would email her totally.
I
and be
tried-
like, what's the problem?
I tried to take the high road. I did write her back and I was just like, hey, we're not for everyone. I still appreciate your gallery art. I personally think unsolicited dick pics stink. Hope you have success with it, Whitney, and thanks for getting back to me.
Really? Someone who would put up dick pics,
Yeah.
frame them.
Well, I
Put 'em
think
up
she's
on the
Something's gonna
wall.
happen.
I think she's a like super feminist, and I don't know what she could have seen on our homepage. I was trying to think,
Right.
like, what would be on our homepage that would be
Well,
so
that's-
offensive. But obviously, she took offense at something.
Mm.
Today's show we discuss Al Chapo, Kim Jong Un.
It's the ass crack in that picture. If you
It's
look on the
not-
mobile,
Dude,
Mike, it's arguably
okay.
your ass crack.
I understand. I know
Should
what
we
you're saying.
change that?
No, what are you talking about? You should not point it out. How about that?
Should we
It's not an
change the
ass
picture?
crack. God damn it!
What
It's
is
fine.
it then?
It's my back. I think I'm lifting my arms, and it's a piece of my
Wait,
back.
turn around. Do that again.
Shut up.
Sit down. Turn around.
You know what? You need sleep. You're an asshole when you don't sleep. So what is
And
she
when I
offended?
sleep.
Is she offended by you? Is that what's going on here? What is so offensive? What did we say on
Poked
here?
around.
If
I
she
don't
listened to
know.
the talk about sexism yesterday.
Yeah, that could be. If
And
she,
that was an off time to randomly.
so she's checking out her show today. We're not bad guys.
No.
I mean, we would have stayed focused on the dick pics thing, which I think are bullshit anyways. Unsolicited dick pics, that sucks.
I think we're all in agreement.
You
It
know,
would be brutal to have to,
mean, there's-
receive those.
there's something mildly comical about it, but outside of that, it's not a laughing matter by any stretch.
I'll be passing.
Yeah, on second thought, I looked at your website. I'll be passing on this interview. Okay.
Yeah, really, man. What about our website?
But it could have been anything. She said she was talking about on Facebook. It could have been the Facebook page, and maybe again, if you went to
Yeah.
yesterday's episode and
Unless she was creeping my Facebook page, I guess she could have met my Facebook page.
Right.
And I did have pictures of us with guns yesterday. Maybe that bummed her out. I don't know. Whatever. Either way. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. We had the elections last night. They're rather boring when it's just like one dude. They're kind of silly.
Whoa, wait a second. Cruz said he might still be in it, right?
Well, I guess it's a possibility.
Oh, loser. What's up with this guy?
Oh, dude, I shouldn't have to tell you how hard it is to kill a vampire. I mean, come on, man.
The Trump steak was thrust through his
Man.
heart.
Yeah, apparently a piece of meat lobbed in his face didn't take him
So,
out.
That was
It's
such
crazy.
an obvious tweet.
Crazy. A Trump steak, STEAK. Yes.
You love plays on words, so I was just trying to.
Trump, no shock, did claim victory last night in West Virginia and Nebraska. I believe Bernie Sanders did too. He's cleaning up now.
Yeah, man. He's got like 19 or 20 wins, I think.
Yeah. But they're all these like
I
small
know.
areas. He's picking up 2 delegates here. He's not winning in any places that are real important. But yeah, Trump kicked ass again last night. No shock. I mean, he took like 70%. I mean, who's gonna vote? Who's gonna vote for Cruz?
Nobody's going to do that.
No. But as you mentioned, Cruz is holding off on giving his support to Donald Trump. They say at this point, he's even floating the possibility of restarting his suspended presidential campaign. We launched this campaign intending to win. The reason we suspended our campaign was because of the Indiana loss, the ass kicking in Indiana. I felt there was no path to victory. If that changes, we will certainly respond accordingly. What do you think's going to happen, dude? Really? He's in fantasy land, man.
Yeah, like if Trump gets assassinated, what,
I didn't think about that. I suppose that's a possibility. There's probably daily death threats on his life.
Mhm.
Anyway, so
It's good to know he's waiting in the wings.
Will the vice president situation be there too? Like,
Carly.
is she waiting
Is
around?
Carly- yeah,
Is she
she's
like
still on board?
waiting on the call? Like, we're back in, Carly.
how weird would that be if he actually announced he's back in the race? That would be so odd. But yeah, Trump, I guess, he's down to his last 5 names
Yeah,
for VP. I guess Chris Christie's one of them.
Sure.
That'd be a good pick for him, right? I mean, people were asking about Marco Rubio and, oh, you think you could team up with Ted Cruz? It's like, dude, Ted Cruz called him a pathological liar. Like, seriously,
Right.
he called him a mental case and a pathological liar. Like, there's no way you could team them up. And that got so vicious, there's just no way. But Chris Christie,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got some establishment background there. I could see that working out, maybe.
Christie
Right?
did what he did, probably for just this chance, right?
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense. Anyway, I guess we'll know soon enough. Megyn Kelly, by the way, I don't know. We didn't really talk about it, but she went into Trump Tower and interviewed or had a meeting with Donald, I don't know, a week or 2 ago.
All right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember hearing that was going to happen.
She's doing a primetime special on Fox. Think Barbara Walters,
Okay.
like most fascinating people in the world type shit. It's been she says she hopes to call a truce with this. It's been a year of security guards and closed blinds. I hope this interview will be a chance to clear the air in front of the American public. She had a private one-on-one with Trump last month. It was. I was a little nervous to go into Trump Tower that day because I didn't know what to expect. But from the moment I entered his office, he could not have been nicer. We did not touch on anything about us. We did not touch on the fight we had. I asked him for an interview. He said he'd think it over. This is going to air May 17th.
They
So
didn't touch on anything about them.
yeah, that seems
He
a
was
little,
just cordial and they went about their interview. Come on.
I guess.
Don't you want to hear that question? Like, what did you mean when you said I was bleeding from like everywhere?
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like that would be a legitimate question to ask.
I thought you're veg.
Yeah, I did not mean your vagine. I would never say something that's disgusting. It's disgusting. Let's see. So it's going to air May 17th. Megyn Kelly Presents. It's produced by Barbara Walters, one of her collaborators. Those conversations will include actor Michael Douglas. Isn't he the one that got throat cancer from eating box? Wasn't he?
Is he really
Yes.
relevant right now?
Yes.
Well, Barbara Walters producing. What is she doing to produce? Is it just her names on it?
No. A collaborator
Oh,
of
okay.
hers who used to produce the Barbara Walters
I
specials.
got. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you
Guy
said
named
she
Bill
was
Getty.
producing.
To answer your question, yes, Michael Douglas did claim he got throat cancer from eating box. But that was like 2 years ago. What has he done since?
Well,
Why do we need to talk to this guy? Just because he's about to die at any moment?
he does look like a crypt keeper, doesn't he?
Yeah.
I want to get to the bottom of the eating box thing, getting throat cancer.
He had to have answered for that back in the day, didn't he?
I don't
Or
know.
you just throw that out there and go underground. You can't do that.
I think he
You gotta
did.
stand by that shit.
I mean, it's a very tough subject to broach. I mean, you can loft that out there and see what the response is, but when you declare throat cancer from eating box, that's a
No, honestly, like, why the hell is this guy relevant right now? Why would you interview him?
Why are you asking me? I don't know. I don't know what he's done. Apparently,
What
Megyn
has
Kelly's
he
all
done?
over it. What has he done? Nobody can do what he does.
Nobody can do what I do.
He's a cancer survivor whose health has been an object of concern in recent media reports. So it's going to be about that. It's going to be about the box eating cancer.
Michael.
If she doesn't ask about Trump's questioning her own box, whether it's bleeding or not, she's not going to ask him about eating box.
It sounds like that's precisely what the interview's about.
They're going to talk about his cancer, but not the cause.
You can't no
cause thereof?
No. It's not even a story that an 80-something-year-old man gets cancer. It's not newsworthy.
That's what I'm saying,
until he
man.
declares he got it from eating pussy.
But that was 2 years ago, and she's only now getting to this.
well,
Damn,
yeah,
man.
apparently you're on edge today.
No, is he still married to that Catherine Zeta-Jones?
I think so. Was
What
it
is
her?
she
Was it her
thinking,
vagine
man?
that gave him the cancer?
Oh well, it's a toxic vagine. Stay away from that.
She'll also talk to Robert Shapiro.
Boy, slow down. Shit.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Fuck me.
Yeah, what about?
Part of
how about Jim Neighbors and Liberace? Were they not available? I guess they're not. They're both dead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think so.
It does seem like a weird special. Like,
Yeah.
who should you talk? Trump makes sense.
Yes, he does.
Prince
Michael
would have been a nice
Douglas?
interview. Michael Douglas and Robert Shapiro. I guess Shapiro, there's
Yeah.
interest with all the OJ, 20 years of OJ
Sure.
stuff and coming up. He was part of, obviously, OJ's defense team. Also on tap, Laverne Cox,
Who?
transgender activist and actress who appeared on Orange is the New Black. But obviously the main one is Trump. I understand that this is not a presidential debate. This is an interview. I have nothing to prove. I think the American people know I can be plenty tough on any political candidate, and this is not going to be about proving anything to anybody. I had wanted to reach out to Trump since August, but I kept waiting for him to not be angry. That's pretty funny. I didn't think it would be a good interview if he was still angry, and just when I would think it would be past, he would start up again. Then in April, there was a 2-week lull, so I reached out. So anyway, this is getting a lot of talk too about her contract being up in 2017. It sounds just reading between the lines. I love trying to read between the lines of what these media personalities are saying and doing. I think she's gone, man. She sounds like, to me, just little
Why?
stuff, because they usually always say like, oh my God, I've never been happier. They want to keep that story going. And then it's just like, oh yeah, I'm done. And it's and there's been rumors circulating. She's saying stuff like, well, you never know. I mean, I wouldn't mind, looking at other things. And so she's definitely playing along, whether that's just to try to get more money out of Murdoch or whatnot. But so, yeah, she says she's happy with Fox, or Roger Ailes. He's taken very good care of me over the last 12 years. So I think it would be tough to leave him. But having said that, I don't know what the future will bring.
Yeah.
It's a fickle business and anything can happen.
It's true.
So,
Yeah, she had quite a meteoric rise. Like 2 years ago.
yeah.
Megyn Kelly.
Is
now
that where she came
everybody-
from? Like a couple years ago, she kind of blew up.
Yeah, I think so. She I remember her rising through the ranks of Fox News.
Yeah.
But yeah, all of a sudden, she's got the slick hair and she's like the main face of Fox News.
Is she bigger than O'Reilly now?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she's like the Anderson Cooper of Fox, I think.
Okay.
Kind of runs the same style,
Yeah.
time frame and all that. Like O'Reilly is just a 1-hour show, I think,
Okay.
whereas she, does multiple things.
Yeah. So she's the future.
I think so. But what an eclectic mix of shit interviewees. I don't know, man. I think she should have just done Trump, and that's it.
Do an hour on Trump.
Leave the vag eater to the side. I don't know. You send one of your minions to handle that guy, and then the tranny. Okay, and then who was the other one? Shapiro.
Yeah, Bob Shapiro.
Whatever.
Yeah, it seems like that could be a 5-minute guest on your program. You wouldn't need all special. Yeah, Donald Trump seems like you could easily fill an hour with, easily, and you would have time to get into the whole. What did you mean with the whole bloody, bleeding out of everywhere comment? Simple enough, but I don't know. I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I'll check it out. Did you see a couple guys or one guy in the? Well, you probably didn't because you overslept, so you probably didn't see this at all last night. But some dude in Massachusetts went on a stabbing spree.
Oh,
Yeah, that would stink, dude. I'd rather be shot than stabbed.
it's hard to say.
I mean,
Stabbed where?
Stabbed in the foot versus shot in the face. I'd take stabbed in that instance. But if it's just like I'm getting shot in the buttocks or stabbed in the buttocks, I'd rather be shot in the ass.
Maybe.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't?
No,
I don't want to be slashed, dude. Stabbed. That would stink a lot. 2 people are dead after a suspect went on a stabbing rampage in Taunton, Massachusetts.
yes.
Art DeRosa, he's 28. He stabbed 2 people at a home on Tuesday evening before driving to a mall and stabbing 2 more people inside.
Art DeRosa just doesn't seem like a criminal, a stabber.
Yeah.
Sounds like a realtor or something.
There he is.
Look at that. Just turn that. He's got the beard going with the bald head. You just want to turn the beard over, put it on his head.
That would be a nice look. If you flip that beard upside down, it'd be a nice head of hair on him. I see Kadog loading Photoshop. I think you could make that work. And we'll see what Kadog can come up with. He went inside this home, stabbed 2 women just after 7 p.m. last night. One of them was an 80-year-old. Sorry, folks, I tried. And she was named Patricia Slavin. The other woman was her daughter.
What is with the assault on the elderly? I've said it before. This is really striking.
Yeah.
Last, I don't know, 6 months or so. Seems like the elderly are taking it on the chin.
Yeah, we've seen some bad ones too.
They tied my hands and put a gag in my mouth.
Of course, that's the worst.
Yeah.
Many of them. Our friend Hazel Abel.
Was that the worst of them?
Oh, it's the most disgusting one to me,
Yeah.
given my care for Hazel.
Your love for Hazel?
I screamed, but nobody heard me.
Heard me?
Well, the dirt face, of course, was real scary.
Dirt fit. Just like it's a thing.
He
No.
dirt faced her.
He did.
Boom.
What a move. What a
believe
move. It
she's
just
done
seems so unnecessary. Dirt face, unnecessary. You want to sack face her? Whatever.
Yeah, right.
I get it.
The
You don't
burlap
want
sack over the head.
Yes.
Just
You
a
want-
quick.
yeah.
You don't even need
Put it-
that. Is the bottom
But
line.
if you're trying to not be
They
identified,
put me down in the floor, and then one of them sat on me.
sat on her, sat on her.
that seems over the top. Especially if you've seen her. She's so wee.
Your little sensible pants on.
Yeah. Those little purple
Sure.
polyester things.
Just a little too short, showing her little ankle.
Wet herself.
Her little footy socks.
Damn it.
Orthopedic shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your dog. What was her dog's name?
Is it Tessa?
Tessa. Yeah, I think you're right.
Mm.
Anyway, so this guy slashes this 80-year-old woman, killed her and the daughter. Neighbors are describing this old woman as like the greatest neighbor ever. Said she was really sweet. He then went to the Silver City Galleria Mall about 3 miles away and crashed his car into a Macy's, and then hopped out of his car and he went inside and assaulted 3 people inside Macy's. Then he made his way to Bertucci, this Italian restaurant at the mall, where he stabbed 2 more people. God, I could go for some Italian. Bertucci. I've never heard of that. It
No.
sounds good. I mean, it's in the mall. But
Yeah. Mall Italian. I don't know.
yeah, you think that's on par with Sbarro's?
Maybe not on par.
Well, I guess there's nothing wrong with Sbarro. Well, there's plenty wrong with Sbarro's, but
I'm just talking when you're in the mall, though.
so Bertucci, this Italian restaurant, he went in there and stabbed a couple more people. One of them was this 56-year-old man from Taunton. He died. An off-duty sheriff was around, thank God, and was just like, "You son of a bitch." Boom! And just shot this guy dead. He was taken to the hospital, but he was pronounced dead. The 6 stabbing victims, including a pregnant woman.
He duplicated the beard. Look at it. It's exact.
It looks perfect.
There's a symmetry that's pleasing to the eye.
I guess this. Obviously, you're not going to leave the goatee in, but where would this have gone? Like here, and then it's
Awesome.
That's exactly what his head of hair would have looked like.
Yeah.
Exact. That's awesome. Nicely done, Kadog. Witnesses said they saw this guy. Apparently, the family of him too, the guy we're looking at here, said that on Monday he went into the hospital for suicidal thoughts and then was released. And so, take that for what it's worth. They saw him running around the street after crashing his car too. Neighbors were like, "What's up with that dude? He's running around trying to break into homes."
God, man.
Yeah, and he finally got in where the 80-year-old was and stabbed her. And then he stole a black car, drove to the mall, and then went into Bertucci's. I just saw him start stabbing people. There was someone with a chair trying to throw it at him, and then there was an off-duty cop there, and he actually just shot him and kept him down. So good on that cop. How weird would that be? Think of like Somerset or 12 Oaks or
Just to be
Oakland
part
Mall.
of a random act like that.
And some
Yeah.
dude just comes flying in there. You're with your kids, going shopping, whatever, and some dude's just slashing people.
Be hard to believe it's happening, right?
Yeah. The other one that would be hard to believe that's happening is it seemed like the restaurant brawl scene.
Kind of calmed down for a while, didn't it?
Did it? I still feel like
I haven't seen a good restaurant brawl in a good year, I don't think.
yeah, you have.
Really?
Yeah, you're suppressing it. Yeah, there have been a few of them.
Well, we had the single fights at McDonald's and stuff like that, like one-on-one battles.
I count
like,
those.
you count the like, hey, I didn't get my McMuffin and shit, and then you go one-on-one with the clerk or whatever you call that person.
Okay,
Because I don't call that a restaurant brawl. I just
grab me one, will you?
call that World Star.
Bottom right.
I don't think we've seen a restaurant brawl since like one of those mall like eating areas. I can remember vaguely one, just chairs a flying and shit.
Yeah, it seems like buffet style restaurants tend to have the most that we've seen.
At the buffet.
Well, there was the
buffet.
crab leg issue a couple weeks ago.
That was
But
a buffet style,
I
right?
think that was a one-on-one though. Are we talking like brawl amongst numerous individuals?
Yeah, we're talking full on like staff versus family, which is awesome. But I just can't wrap my head around. I'm with the family, right? Got my sister, my brother, my folks are there, maybe some nieces and nephews, and something's going to go down between some member of the staff and a family member, and then it's fucking on.
Yep,
I got your back, boy.
that's
Dude,
right.
It
It happened to the
it's-
Palins not too long ago, right? They showed up at a party and it was on.
yeah, like
And we
fighting
kinda
as a
talked about it.
family.
Yeah,
The whole fighting as a family
like your
thing.
mom out on the front lawn getting her hair pulled, and your dad dives in with a karate kick.
Yeah. I mean, what would it take to get you to like full on family brawl with a staff? It just seems so foreign to me.
I don't think it's possible to have my whole family involved in a brawl.
Yeah.
Like,
What would the sweet pies move be?
She'd be doing cartwheels.
Yeah, that you're right.
This is happened at an Atlanta restaurant packed full of Mother's Day diners. Someone's out for their Mother's Day brunch and shit.
Oh my god.
Suddenly breaks out into a mass brawl with customers going head to head with staff. It happened at the Kiku Japanese Steakhouse and Sushi Bar. A 14-year-old girl who filmed the incident,
My god.
Salin Barlow, cute name, said, I was actually thinking it's very good stuff. I'm thinking, wow, I'm going to have a lot of views on this if I post it. Wow, I can't believe this is actually happening. And wow, I hope I don't get hit with something. A busboy. Here's the crux of this. And in the family's defense, it would be very hard if this happened to you. And think about this. If this happened to you and your family, I know everybody likes to think, oh, I'd remain calm in that situation no matter what. But if this happened to your family, you might just go to blows too.
There we go.
Yeah, a busboy was cleaning tables when a female customer accused him of smiling at her. So
son of a bitch.
I know.
Wow.
I know. What right does he have to smile at customers in the restaurant? And so you can see, I mean, you've got a family to protect. Your reputation's been maybe bruised a bit. Egos get sensitive and bruised.
It's
and so
on.
it's game on
I
time.
think the real story is that a busboy was able to smile.
He told the
Just
woman
quit
that
that
smiling
job.
was part of his job. A male customer, family member, then jumped in and punched Harrison. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Holy.
3 other men also joined the fight then, and then it's fucking on.
Oh my god.
So then it's staff v family, huh?
Yeah.
See, I think that's kind of impressive too. Like that staff would band together. Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't care.
Corporations pay thousands of dollars to send staffs off to these camps to,
Yeah.
Team building
team
camps.
building, morale.
Fall
And look
into
at these
that.
guys. I mean,
Here's the thing, though. That's like saying, because what you're going to notice is the staff starts, some plates get winged, and some of those what are those busboy bucket
tray
things?
Yeah.
Yeah, get whipped, and so then it's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah,
so it's-
I just started chucking plates on the ground and be like,
yeah,
damn it.
fuck, I had your back, bro. I was chucking plates at him and shit. Like that'd be awesome. It's like the
Right.
salt fights we had in the back
Right.
of Jeans Hardware.
Because it's the excuses. It's open
Free
now.
pass.
Everyone's right.
Free pass to just go off.
Just start throwing it against the wall and shit.
Go ahead, Kadog. Get these assholes. Got little mini fire brawls going off in the
Oh
corner.
man, good 20 people involved. Oh shit.
Chucking chairs.
Happy Mother's Day.
Plates are going flying. Look at these assholes all dressed up in their suits. And crazy outfits.
Yeah, it's mayhem.
Yeah. Yeah, I know everybody's filming it.
Oh no, but I was saying he was filming it in the landscape.
Oh, we're back on. More fighting.
Is this just a different view, or did it heat up again? Yeah, it's a different view.
Look at that. That's an employee.
An employee just threw a cart.
Yeah.
Grabbing shit
Yeah.
in the back.
He wanted to throw a roaster or some shit, but it
Hell
was
yeah.
too heavy.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's tough.
How? Can you
Why?
imagine?
Yeah,
Hey, World Star. We got the World Star.
Yeah, they're yeah. I'm sorry, I cut that off too soon. That guy's yelling "World Star," which you have to, right? You can't be
Of course.
witness to something like that without yelling
yeah.
"World
I would
Star."
do it.
Hey man, it's lit at Kiku. Happy Mother's Day, World Star. And
Jesus Christ. What was that again?
Morons.
I don't know.
Cuckoo something?
Oh.
Kiku, the restaurant.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Happy Mother's Day, World Stars.
Seems like the same family keeps getting in these brawls at these restaurants,
where they-
doesn't it?
Yes.
It just seems like the same family over and over and over and over again. I don't know what it is.
God.
Crazy.
Oh my God.
The restaurant owner
I can't even imagine.
said employees tried to help Harrison fight off the men. They tried to beat him off, but
Yeah, to
Was
no
it
avail.
successful?
yeah. He estimates he lost about $5,000 in business after people got up and left during the
That's a great
fires.
move, dude. That's a great. I almost did that when we were in that. When I was part of that bar fight in Holland. For a split second, I thought to Ty. When I remember reference that, me and
I
Ty.
do not remember you saying you were in a bar.
I
fight.
wasn't a part of it, but it was in. This is where it came up about the gang stuff in Holland. How there's actually gangs in Holland, and people wouldn't think about it. But me and Ty were at a bar restaurant,
You're just
watching.
witnesses to a
Yeah,
fight?
watching a Tigers game, and literally like someone had bumped into somebody like half hour ago,
Sure.
and you could tell like there was this tension, and then boom, I don't know what happened, but all of a sudden there was like literally stools getting thrown, tables getting knocked down, and for a second I was like, dude, if we walked out of here right now, we wouldn't have to pay for our meals, man. We didn't do that, but we could have.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said a lot of people walked out without paying their checks. This family included. This family never paid for their check for
My
their
God,
dinner. So the restaurant's just eating it. All this.
because what are they gonna do? I mean,
Nice Mother's Day. How do we get there as people? Seriously.
so
Yeah,
evolved,
you're
though.
civilized enough to gather and celebrate your Mother's Day
Yeah.
at a restaurant, and you're all
Yep.
seated, and then that's the reaction.
Guy smiles at one of the patrons at the table, and
Had
then
to
it's
be more
fucking
than that, right? Had to be a.
Does it?
What up, bitch?
I don't know, dude. He's a bus boy.
Just have been a smile. It had to be a
I don't know.
a wink. Jay,
smile.
I don't think
through.
he did.
He didn't do the international box eating V to
Had
the
to be
mouth thing.
something, right?
They said he smiled. I haven't gotten his family's side of it, but I saw
I
the
mean,
outcome.
even if it was really flirtatious, I mean, whatever.
Hey, spring's upon us, and our friends at Zotford and Holly want to celebrate the season with smoking hot deal for all TDC listeners. Right now, and only at Zotford, you can lease a brand new 16 Ford Escape for only $188 per month for 24 months with zero cash due at signing. There's no better time to dump your busted out, beat down hoopty and upgrade to a sweet new Ford Escape with our friends at Zotford. Surf their stunning deals and massive inventory at Zotford.com.
Gene Simmons is
Gene Simmons.
can't you know Gene. He's got to pipe up and talk about
Holier
whatever.
than thou.
He's got to be holier than thou, exactly. And he was talking to who was it? He was talking to some magazine about Prince.
Oh,
And
come on.
Yeah,
If only he would have stayed off the drugs.
he says it was pathetic because he slowly killed himself with drugs and alcohol. You don't know that. I don't think Prince was known to drink at all. It's kind of a shitty thing to say. Gina said he has no sympathy for anyone who dies from a drug overdose because he believes it was their choice.
Gives a, oh, I fucking hate. Oh.
His drugs killed him. What do you think? He died from a cold?
Who?
Gene thinks he is so fucking funny, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
He really thinks he's funny.
What
He's
do you
not.
think? He died from a cold?
I think Prince was heads, hands, and feet above all the rest of them. I thought he left Jackson in the dust. Prince was way beyond that, but how pathetic that he killed himself. Don't kid yourself. That's what he did. Slowly, I'll grant you. but that's what drugs and alcohol is, a slow death. He met Prince after he took his former girlfriend, Diana Ross, to see him perform. He found the Prince to be very shy, as everybody says. I took Diana to see him when he was first starting out. He was playing a club. We'd never seen anything like that. Backstage, we came up to say, you were great. We were expecting this huge personality. He was very small, slight human being. Everybody's thrown off by how just wee Prince was.
He was
Just wee.
a slight human being.
He might have been 5'4", very shy, his eyes to the ground, very self-effacing. He just couldn't take a compliment. Thank you, thank you. He would whisper. It was shocking, actually. Asked if he thinks the circumstances surrounding Prince's death have tarnished his legacy. Gene believes it's had the opposite effect. Yeah, there's a purple Mylar.
Yeah, look at that saggy Mylar. God damn it.
He says, no, your legacy becomes even bigger. You become more iconic if you die before your time. Marilyn Monroe, Elvis Presley. That's the examples you pull out. Marilyn Monroe and Elvis Presley. And all that. They capture the youth. Bowie was the most tragic of all because it was a real sickness. All the other ones were a choice. Look at all these Prince.
Mylar. Purple Mylar.
It's everywhere.
I do like all that purple. Damn. A lot of purple.
Yeah. It's crazy. I wonder when we'll get the tox reports
Mhm.
on that. We're actually kind of looking forward to it. Tomorrow we're going to talk to Ian Halperin again. Remember we talked to Ian with the death of Bobby Christina. He had a book on that.
Yep.
And he's got a book that I don't really care all that much about, to be honest with you. It's about the Kardashian dynasty. I read it. It's kind of fascinating to dig into their lives. You know, the Kardashians, they can't be accused of not working hard. I'll give them that. And the Bruce thing is kind of interesting. So it'll be interesting to get his take on that. But I really want to ask him what he knows about Prince. Like, I'm always thinking, okay, what's Ian going to write about next? He's done one on Jackson. I think
Got to be Prince, right?
you got to go Prince, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even Trump. Maybe could you go the Trump route? I wouldn't. I imagine when you're in that world of celebrity rumors and stuff, you're getting tips all the time. So I'm interested to hear what he knows about Trump, what he knows about Prince and his death, what he was hearing before that. Obviously, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn Jenner, whatever. So we'll talk to him tomorrow. But yeah, I gotta think he's gonna have some stuff on Prince, right?
Yes. I bet he does.
Maybe he'll have something on Sumner Redstone.
Is this the old guy?
Oh yeah.
The super old guy?
Yeah, he was worth like $50 billion.
How old is he?
92.
That's it, huh?
Yep.
Certainly.
Look at that son of a bitch, huh?
Look at that full head of
Yeah,
hair.
look at that natural lid he has. Oh,
Natural coloring. It looks
the
great.
nice chipmunk brown.
Oh my God. Do not take him into a wind tunnel. Look at that shit.
Look at that son of a bitch. What would you be most worried about in the wind tunnel? His gullet or his hair?
that suit looks oversized. He needs one of those hipster suits at this point. That looks
Yeah. Well, the next, yeah.
That's Mr. Burns, dude. If you
Oh,
saw
you're
him
right,
nude,
man.
he's Mr. Burns.
If you saw him nude. Yeah. Good point.
Anyway,
God, he has rosy red cheeks like Steve Fisher, though, doesn't he? Doesn't he have a Steve Fisher-esque look?
Yeah.
That's how Fisher's going to look in like 20 years.
Oh, man. It's not a good look, sir. Anyway, especially when you hear the voicemails that were released with Dear Sumner Redstone. He was like the head guy at Viacom and CBS. Like this is like the dude. He's worth, he's one of these media mogul dudes and worth a shitload of money. He's caught on tape here asking for a woman to come to bed with him and join him and a male friend and another woman for a four-way.
Nice.
2 years ago, by the way. These apparently were 2 years ago when he was just a spry 90.
Yeah.
Radar Online released a set of voicemails shortly after a judge in Los Angeles and LA dismissed a lawsuit that had been filed against Redstone and his estate by his ex-girlfriend, Manuela Herzer. In the recordings believed to have been made in the last 2 years, Redstone tells the woman he wants her to join him and his friend Bob and watch as they engage in sexual activity with another woman before joining the group.
You know, there are people who don't want to do other things. You know, if you want ice cream, you don't go to a barbecue shop.
So apparently in this, he's saying stuff like, so what will probably happen will probably really excite you. He's telling this chick.
That's really astounding.
I'll fuck her and she'll suck Bob off, and then he'll fuck her and she'll suck me off. Oh, Sumner. Oh, man.
Sumner's pretty confident, isn't he?
Yeah. He says Bob's never done a threesome with two men. He's done it with two women, so he's a little bit nervous. He later tells the woman he is leaving a voice message for what will happen before he and Bob engage in any activity with the other woman. I'll make her jack off in front of Bob because she's very hot when she jacks off. She's better than what you do. She takes a long time and she moans. Then maybe I'll have her go down on him before we get to bed. Get him hard by sucking his prick.
That's all right.
Sucking his prick.
Do we know who Bob is? Any inkling? He could be anybody, right?
Yeah, could be anybody. And then we'll go to bed and he'll fuck her. She'll suck me and I'll fuck her and she'll suck him.
This guy isn't very he's not really into improv in the bedroom, is he? He's got it all planned out.
Yeah, he's got it
a little bit controlling.
Want to hear some of it?
Yeah.
Well, here's what's going to happen. It's very hot.
Here's what's going to happen.
Patricia's coming over. I tell you, she's gorgeous. Has agreed to join us. Bob has never done a threesome with two men. He's done it with two women. So he's a little bit nervous, but he's going to come because I want him to. And Patricia's going to come, I told her. So what will probably happen will probably really excite you. I'll fuck her, and she'll suck Bob off. And he'll fuck her, and she'll suck me off. Pretty good, huh?
Pretty good, huh?
Before that, I'll make a jerk off in front of Bob. Because she's very hot when she jerks off. It's better than when you do. It takes a long time and she moans. Then maybe I'll have her go down on him before we get in bed. This is get him hard by sucking his prick. And then we'll go to bed. He'll fuck her and she'll suck me. I'll fuck her and she'll suck him. Pretty good, huh?
Not bad.
Don't tell me you wouldn't want that. Every woman, every hard woman does. So if it appeals to you next week when we do it, you can join us. If you play your cards right. So don't come tonight because if Bob is too nervous to take on the whole force of the threesome is hard enough for him tonight. We'll have to guide him because he's nervous. See, I've done this before, and so has Patricia. Not for many years, so she's looking forward to it. Very hot.
Very hot.
You'd love to suck her off, I'm telling you. Anyhow.
Oh, dude.
Gross.
I know it's
creepy.
It's
How old
hard-
are these
hard to
chicks?
understand. I think they're like 50, maybe. 92, but he's worth billions. So,
yeah.
You know, yeah. Would you bang Mr. Burns for?
He's got it all planned out. I love that.
The itinerary.
Yeah.
He goes on to say, I had him suck her breasts. Then I had him go down on her and suck a cunt and suck his cock. He later describes what happened when they got in bed, saying he fucked her and she sucked me off.
He's most interested in seeing his buddy get off, man.
Yeah.
This guy. Huh.
I think his buddy maybe sucked him off too.
No. We don't want to shame anybody. We don't want to put anybody on the spot. If it looks funny, we go over and say, mm-mm.
He said he later describes what happened when they got into bed, saying he fucked her and sucked me off. Doesn't it sound like
He fucked her and shit. Well, his whole itinerary led you to
Right.
believe that she'd be sucking him off, but okay.
I don't
Maybe
know.
they diverted from the plan.
Yeah.
Maybe just in the
One
moment.
thing, yeah. Started improving.
I want to fuck your ass off. Hope you don't mind my language, but I'm craving that hot cunt
At
of
this
yours.
point, I hope you don't mind it.
Yeah, way down the list of the tape, he says, I hope you don't mind my language, but I love that hot cunt of yours.
It's like what is that? How long of a minute recording is this of fucking and sucking off? And like, pardon the language, by the way. But we're cool.
The release of these voice recordings also comes as Herzer, who's 52, has filed a new lawsuit against the Redstone family almost immediately after her mental competency lawsuit was dismissed by a judge. She filed a new suit claiming Redstone's family had conspired to cut her out of the will.
She's on the left.
Yeah. She's like, I did my time with this creep. Dude.
Oh shit. Is that a second ear she has coming out of her head? Oh, that's what the hell?
It does look like that. There's a woman with the identical blonde hair behind her and the identical outfit, so it makes it look like the. You see it, E?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's hard. It's impossible not to.
God, that's just a gross scene, man. Think about that. You saw that guy, and then you look at her. It's like,
You heard the voice, dude. That's
what a mess.
Don't you hope it's retired by then?
Yeah, like that's astounding to hear a sex drive in a 92-year-old like that.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
man.
kind of
This guy.
respect it personally. But.
Yeah, sort of, but I don't know. It just
See, it's close
sucks
to us, but if you're him and he still has to drive, why wouldn't he want to still have sex? Like,
I mean,
get it.
He
But
can barely talk though. What a sucker! And fuck you and suck your cunt. Like, imagine that guy pumping away at the hips. His bony ass. That guy can't weigh more than
that's all right.
86 pounds. Wrinkled ass bone, just like that's suck your cunt.
This is feeling good.
God damn it! Hope that would go into retirement. I don't get it.
There's got to be Viagra involved at that point, right? 92.
Yeah.
What was it? Geraldo, who was on Stern a couple weeks ago, and he claimed like anybody over 40 who says they're not using Viagra every time is lying or some shit.
Did he say that who's never used it or uses it every time?
I don't know. Something along those lines.
Yeah.
Just about like, oh, yeah, everybody over 40 is constantly using Viagra was the message. Really? I know you've been a big proponent. Been trying to talk me into it.
No.
Mike needs it.
That is not
You've been trying to talk me into it.
For almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
To try it once. That's all.
Well,
I didn't say.
I mean, I don't want to get out all the examples, but you wanted the shot that got you erect right away. You don't come.
No, that's just not
I'm
true.
afraid I'm going to be the guy listed in the commercial with the 4-hour boner.
Why?
I don't want a 4-hour boner, Mike.
Well, don't
you
won't
might,
have
but I don't.
You won't have a 4-hour boner. You might see blue. Wasn't that the other side of that?
Yeah,
you
everything,
see
everything
blue.
looks a little
Those
blue.
are also the extreme. It might only be 2 hours.
I just think I think you'd enjoy just like for
I do enjoy just
Well, I think you should just try it one time. Didn't someone say they were going to send some to you?
I don't know.
I thought someone said
trust anything any of our listeners.
Yeah, I got this from Mexico. I was
Right.
down in Tijuana. I picked this up.
Dude, there are so many people with prescriptions for that.
I know.
Like I
but
told you, I would have never asked a doctor for it. Never. I would have never gone in and
Yeah.
asked a doctor, but he was like, dude, you got to try this shit. It's awesome. Try it.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't need it. It doesn't matter. It's awesome. You'll love it. And so that's how I got a hold
I've
of
never
a
heard
couple.
that from anyone else, though.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, talking to the wrong people.
I guess.
I bet this has happened for these nude boomers. I bet they're using Viagra. We got a real problem here, Jay. Aging nudists back in Canada. At Seymour Mountain. They're bummed because they're part of the Van Tan Club, a nudist colony that was founded in the forest of North Vancouver's From Mountain in 1939. These guys have been gathering nude for that long. It's Canada's oldest official nude club, according to one of its members, Dan Jackson. Jackson said the club membership numbers peaked in the 70s with about 150 people running around. Now they're down to 50 or 60 members.
Oh, no.
Yeah. If 15 new members showed up, that would be fantastic. So they're looking for new people to join the group. Linda Kent, she's 65 years old.
Oh, God.
Coming to the club from her home in Langley for 5 years. It's an older group, and I don't know why, but it tends to stay an older group. People who join tend to be old. There are a few members in their 20s. Really?
Wow. Yeah. What a shock that 20-year-olds, even if you're a nudist, wouldn't
Yeah.
want to show up and say, okay, what we got here? Oh, all
What do we got?
50
What do
and
we got?
60s?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
The club is an off-the-grid resort on a few acres. There are
Imagine
no
making the drive out there like you're all excited.
You're like, okay,
Get out
this
there.
is
Oh, fuck.
all this.
Nobody's under 65.
Yeah, that would not be good.
It's turning
One
around.
game of volleyball, we're out of here.
There are no permanent cabins, but there are a few sheds for garden equipment and sports gear. There are several camping trailers parked at one end. People are able to set up tents in the summer. So it's what do you just camp? It sounds like you just
Camping
Just
naked
a
would be
bunch
the
of pervs.
worst.
Honestly, what are you doing? You're all here just because
you
you
are
all like
so
to be.
convinced that they are all just. It is just perv city.
Yes.
That's it.
I agree.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Can we send Ida this one?
Like, go be nude
Where
in
is
your
it?
house if you want to
Vancouver.
walk
Yeah,
around
fuck
nude. Apparently, everybody sleeps nude. Go sleep nude. Whatever. But you feel this need to
Dude,
you
you
are
hear
so
this- no,
fucking
you
hung
feel
up
this,
on the.
you feel this need
I
to
agree.
commune in the nude.
I
honestly,
agree, dude. These people, when you hear people like
That's
say like
weird,
the wife's
man.
out of town for them to be or something like that, and you'll hear those one guys like, "Oh, it means I can walk around naked." I'm always like, "What? Why do you want to walk around naked? What is the why?"
Yeah, I have
know. I don't
no
know.
desire to
I've
do that
never
either.
got
No
that.
desire.
No desire.
Like that's the thing stopping you from walking around naked.
I think it's weirder to do it if there's no one in the house. Like if your girl's there, at least it's like, yeah, I'm walking
Yeah,
around
check it
nude.
out, yeah.
yeah, look at me.
I don't get it, man.
I know.
There's got to be studies that have been done on this. What is it? What is it in the brain that's triggered? What's being tended to?
I'm not sure.
It's just perversion, right?
I don't know. We'll have to call him and ask him.
Look at this guy gardening in the nude.
Camping would be the worst in the nude. You're
This guy's gardening.
putting up
I
your
know.
tent. You got to be putting the stakes in. You're getting the fire pit going in the
And
nude.
mosquitoes flying around.
The club has a giant lawn for things like badminton and volleyball.
Oh, there's always volleyball.
What
always
is it with volleyball?
and a pool. They would like to attract a younger crowd. And it would be nice to have younger members because we're getting too old to do the physical work. Somebody's got to do it.
Oh, so now they want younger people to come and look at these old people,
So they
like,
can lay around.
right? So they
We need someone to garden for us.
Yeah, that's
Set up
not
the
that's not a
tents.
good draw. You have to
Yeah.
offer them something.
yeah,
Like,
you don't offer them work.
Yeah.
like,
yeah, you
Work and our old ass ugly bodies. What do you think?
can't- Yeah, huh?
Is that a
then, who's
deal?
then?
we've got just some open acreage that you could set up a badminton court on. Maybe play some volleyball. I'm not seeing the real draw
Also, the
here.
porch needs fixing, and you know,
Fence
like,
needs mending.
right. I didn't mean to do that song, but
It's
you're
not-
right. I don't even know the
I
song.
don't know
but
this song.
You actually did literally say the next word to a country song. but
Really?
yes.
Huh, you're welcome.
It's nice to have younger people around. Most people think that when you're nude, there's more going on than just being nude.
Mhm.
Yeah. Everybody thinks that, unless you're into it.
There really isn't. No. We don't want to shame anybody. Other than gardening and building walls and cutting firewood. That's all we're doing here.
Cutting firewood in the nude.
It's always the same and always different. There's always a bunch of naked guys having a wonderful time together.
We always wonder what we could do to be appealing directly to younger people. We have 2 open houses every summer, but whoever shows up, shows up. So they've got an open house coming June 19th.
I'm gone, June.
What would
19th.
draw younger
I
people?
can go to
E?
the next one.
What if they set up like a nude EDM?
I'm
Ooh.
gone that weekend. I can't.
Well,
The
they've got
next
a,
weekend.
okay for
next
other
open
people.
house. The next. Okay, yeah, whatever. Fine.
I mean, would a nude EDM help? Like if they threw
they're pretty much nude when you go. Like the chicks are pretty much nude when you go to these festivals anyway.
Really?
A lot of them.
Wow.
Yes, if you look at pictures of the girls, it's pretty much you go with the pasties. A lot of girls go with the pasties and the bikini bottoms. So I really kind of got that going anyway. And I don't want to look at their vagines anyway. So the titties are good enough for me. Yeah, rave girls or whatever. But I don't know what would. I'm not into it, so I don't know how to say what would get me into the younger crowd and the younger people. You would need to somehow. I mean, certainly
Yeah,
not
this isn't-
selling chores and old ass titties isn't going to get people
Yeah.
in.
Chores.
Yeah, we don't seem to be a country right now that respects our elders terribly.
Not really.
Outside of our own, maybe there's
Maybe, by
some
the
love
way.
for your own nana or papa. But outside of that, people seem to be just kind of like, would you die already? Like his attitude. And that's with his own family,
I know.
his own nana.
Well, moreover, has the draw of nudism come and gone? Like, I mean, you can just go be nude or whatever, right? I mean, back then it was like this. Wow, this is crazy. I mean,
It
people
was so
this is-
anti-establishment.
yeah,
maybe.
really extreme to be nude around
Is it
others.
edgy now?
Yeah, I mean, you could just walk into a party nude right now, and it wouldn't be the end of the world. Like,
Yeah, it might freak some people out a little bit. What if
But
we
it wouldn't
sent,
be the same. Like you're right. It wouldn't. But it wouldn't be the same prize it was in the 70s.
Yeah.
It would have been like, what a statement.
I bet this could revive Nana. If we strip Nana and wheeled her in there.
She's still tending to the lightning bolt bush because that could be a real draw.
That could bring in some young folks. I've not seen your Nana this happy in years.
Maybe. No, maybe. I'm not kidding.
Could be a bonding experience for you and Nana. Maybe we'll have them do an EDM party there, and I don't know.
We'll have to look into it.
Mom, I'm taking Nana for the weekend.
Vancouver.
Driving across country.
Anyway, let's take a quick break. I'll tell you about this drunken rampage at Death Valley National Park.
Oh, I heard about this.
Did you?
Mm.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. We'll get into that and more next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zod Ford and Holly. We're closer than you think, and we have deals that do not stink. Zod Ford at I-75 and exit 98 is the only place you can lease the all-new 2016 Ford F-150 Super Crew four-wheel drive for $188 a month. That's correct. Zod Ford has F-150 Super Cruise for just $188 per month. Check out our obnoxious deals and massive inventory at zotford.com. That's SZOTT.
The Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Mike and Jay. And a little bit of an update, I think, on our key to the city.
Which I am excited about, to say the least. Like,
Yeah. You sounded like you were on the fence a little bit. Like you were like,
well, as we've gotten closer, I think, you start putting dollars to it and everything. It's like, shit, if Cadog is going to fly up there, it's going to cost X.
yeah.
And
Gas is expensive in a plane.
got kind of
Very
onerous
expensive.
in terms of flying, but the boys have indicated that they don't mind the drive.
Yeah.
I thought Cadog would object heavily
Oh, so
to
did
the
I.
notion of being stuck in a car with E for better part of 16 hours round trip.
I think the trade-off, like in Cadog's mind, he's going, dude, when am I going to be given a key to a city?
Yeah,
Like,
Bestowed
seriously,
that honor.
if I have to sit in a car with this stinky asshole for 2 days,
It's a chance of
all
a
right,
lifetime,
man,
isn't it?
I'm getting at the end of it, I'm getting a key to the city. So,
So we're trying to figure out like when do you leave and all that. And another obstacle, of course, is Cadog works. And so he, with a real job, what do you do? Do you actually tell your employer, yeah, I'm going up north to get a key to a city?
Yeah, that was my plan. I think that looks good on paper.
Yeah.
yeah.
And that'll be no problem. Just using your vacation days or personal days.
I actually think I don't have any vacation days left.
After that wedding.
Yeah, after the wedding.
Cuba, yeah.
But you think they'll just be okay with it because given the honor.
It's such an honor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're part of a team that is getting a key to the city of Houghton. I mean,
Yeah.
that's big time,
I think it
folks.
speaks for itself.
That's
Yeah.
big time.
And I'm pretty sure nobody that I work with has a key to any city. So
Yeah.
Probably a safe assumption.
why would they? How can they deny me of such an honor? It would just not forebode well for morale.
And the pomp and circumstances therewith.
Here's the problem, though. I have no doubt that these two gentlemen, especially with Cadog's leadership, can get there, can find out where they need to be. They can take some beautiful pictures, perhaps some video. The problem I've had from day one with this is I don't believe anybody is going to give this bunch of clowns a key to any real city in
you don't
America.
believe Stacy?
I don't. I've told you all along that I think Stacy is probably in a ward somewhere. She stays permanently in a hospital, a ward. Oh, she's in a wing somewhere.
Stacy, according to her email, and I know emails can be fudged with, but according to her email address, works for a very well-known, a very well-known company.
Yeah, because crazy people often go, I sit in a cell with padded walls. Like they always declare that they're friends with Jesus or they were a CEO of a company. Like that's
Well,
what
like
crazy
I said,
does.
The email indicates otherwise. Indicates a real company and indicates you know,
Right.
if you believe her signature block, she's a respectable person.
My signature block has the name of the show and phone number. I mean,
Understood.
It's easy to fool with.
I think the one
I guess let me just say this. Let me just declare this publicly that if this goes Ari, don't say I didn't tell you.
Okay.
Don't say I wasn't
can't
absolutely strongly saying, dude, you're probably dealing with a crazy person.
The one thing that throws me a little bit is how positive Stacy has been the whole time. Like we threw it out there and boom, email the next day. It's funny you should say Houghton, you guys, because I'm like well connected to people in the government there and this and that. And boom, it's done. If you want it, it's done. I talked to someone. I was like, huh.
That's the thing I believe.
Like it wasn't just like, hey, I could look into this for you guys if you want, because I've got some, like she is just very positive and it's just been on like no problem, not a problem. Even when we went silent on it for a while, I checked back. Hey, is this still a go? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that gives me a little bit of trepidation.
So what do we have to do? We had to pick a day that we felt would best represent
embody the Detroit Cast.
And so of course we picked June 9th, 69. 6916. And so that day is rapidly approaching. And so I guess we're trying to put things in order, but I think we need to once again
be clear with our wants, our
because
requirements.
If these guys show up and there is no pomp,
if it's just like in the hall, like like in the in the kind of just the
no, we want the stairs to a municipal
right.
building.
I don't want to just be in the little lobby.
We need
and
the massive cordoned off watching with
I mean-
bated breath as you're presented, not with a KW1 from Ace Hardware or an SC1 or DE6. Anybody who's ever cut a key in their life knows what I'm
the
talking
most
about.
common keys on the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, that is as far as like when you're talking about a KW1, that's your
Quick set.
standard. Yeah, it's a quick set, right?
Yeah.
Someone shows up with a Dexter or a quick set.
Yeah. I mean,
Dude,
come on.
I'm telling these guys to turn around.
An uncut SC1. Can you
Oh,
imagine?
Yeah, would you
the
find it loose
disrespect?
floating around a drawer
Right.
somewhere in your desk?
Yeah, thanks a lot.
I could, because that's what I would do. I would grab a KW1, tape it to a blank piece of paper, and hand write Detroit Cast Day on
There'll be
it.
no typing or handwriting unless it's in calligraphy. We want we want corresponding a handwritten note would be nice from the highest of.
I like calligraphy. I feel like there should be a witness. There should be a signature, a witness signature.
We need a wax seal with ribbons coming out of it.
Okay, you want to go wax seal.
Yeah.
You don't want to go what's the
where they just press it? No.
The press
I
in
want
it.
wax seal, dude.
Dude, that might be harder to do than
Wax
anything.
seal with ribbons. And
With ribbons in the wax seal?
the enormous scissors need to cut a ribbon. So this is going to be a dual purpose event, a ribbon cutting, as well as the presentation
Yeah.
of the key to the city of Houghton.
I'm not saying that media should be there. If they're there, that's great. I'm not going to demand that anybody rile up local media to be there for this. Again, that'd be awesome if some local press showed up. Sure. Not absolutely necessary. I do think staircases to City Hall of
Yes.
some sort is a must. The only other thing I picture is somebody, preferably a heavy set gentleman, needs to be in some white gloves and a top hat. Is that too much to ask for?
You're picturing sort of a Punxsutawney Phil
I
situation.
am. I know. I knew you were going to say that. I am sort of
But
picturing.
I think that's the right look. I think that's perfect.
Yeah.
As they hand it over to Big E.
Working
an
on-
enormous key, by the way.
which he'll promptly drop on the stairs, and they'll ding, 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 ding as it goes bounding down the long staircase, and he's going, "Shit, sorry, my
Yeah.
bad, I got it. Don't nobody move."
And one of the encrusted jewels falls out of said key as he drops it. I get it. Look, I'm not going to require any specific engraving on it. But
on the key itself,
whether they're going to say podcast legend or hero, we don't know.
But, right, that's for others to decide. I
decide.
mean, we
That's-
are just way too humble as gentlemen
Yeah.
to demand, podcasting legends, broadcasting from, like that kind of stuff with dates and stuff. No.
We're not going to get into that.
And I don't think it needs to be glass encased. I think that's
No,
something.
I think it'd be fine if we're just able to mount it on the wall.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't think our demands are over the line at all. And I think there should lastly be a podium. Not saying there needs to be a seal on the podium, but some sort of podium that Big E could give a speech from,
yeah.
thanking everybody.
There needs to be amplified sound
Yeah.
in order to speak properly to the masses that will be there.
It'll be hard for people here if I'm just talking. A lot of people
Right,
won't be
you're
able
hard to hear.
Well, no, but like you said, with the amount of people,
Yeah.
I imagine that will be wandering around on
And
Thursday
then
afternoon.
for these two gentlemen's benefit, I think it warrants an evening of revelry.
Oh, I'm bringing that key into the bars of local. Houghton,
Yeah.
Lake
You guys got to
Michigan.
fucking tie one on, right?
And I would hope that there'd be accompanying revelry.
Yeah.
Provided.
I mean, I want the best that Houghton has to offer as far as females.
Now, what
with the key?
It's all relative. Remember that.
which would mean, since they're not locals, they're transplants for the day, that they're going to need some sort of handler. I mean, they've got to have a handler with them.
Yeah, we don't
I
know
would
where we're
think.
going or where we're going.
Right. You know what I
Be
mean?
led
That
around.
makes
You're exactly
gets them
right.
to point
I'm
A to
supposed to-
point B.
Right. I'm supposed to look at my iPhone and just like GPS.
A
How do we get to
concierge
the-
of sorts.
And you know what? Maybe we could do on our end. Don't tell anyone this because this is a little embarrassing. But maybe we could pay like some paparazzi to go out and follow them around as they're going into bars taking pictures of them.
Oh,
Like some celebrities do that. They'll hire like
yeah.
Oh,
camera
God.
people to come. Like, oh my God, there they are, and
Oh,
snap
geez.
pictures. Make sure you get the big flashing bulbs
Sure.
going off as Big E and Kadar are
Create the
going bar
buzz,
to
and then
bar.
the buzz grows
Right.
organically from there.
Right.
It just needs a spark.
I'm not saying we set up velvet ropes and demand a line or anything like that, but if we got like one, I guess 2, maybe 3 camera folks out there, there they are, and then
We talked about
Flash bulbs.
skywriting. Are we going to demand skywriting?
I think that might be
hey,
over the top.
Detroit Cast Day in smoke. No,
Yeah, I mean, I'd be fine with a little piece taken out in the local press.
gotcha.
Little
You know, if they wanted to do a full feature story, whatever, who am I to say no to that? I'm sure we could give them a quote or two, Jay, on our end.
Yeah, we could supply that.
So, you know, I would go on record as saying we could do that.
Yeah.
If they wanted a quote or two.
We could speak to the people of Houghton.
Sure. You mean via satellite or
via
satellite?
We could do that. Sure. We could do whatever they need.
We could Skype in. Do you think how should our gentleman here be dressed? Should Big E show up in his Blink 182 "Fuck You World" tour sweatshirt, or do you think we put him in some cheese ball tuxedo?
Yeah,
I'm thinking Dumb and Dumber.
Yes, I kind of envisioned E like that. Yeah, dressed up in a ridiculous manner, accepting said key.
Like, just go find some horrid suit from a.
Oh, you could go, dude. You can get suits from the Salvation Army, full suits for $10 or less.
And
you know what I mean?
We need this key big enough so it can be thrust above his head
Kinda
with
like the
both
Stanley
hands,
Cup?
like the Stanley Cup, and he can jump
Can
up
I
and
kiss
down and
it?
go, "Fuck yeah, Houghton!"
Can I go back? Can I harken back to my possible award references to the podcast awards to slamming LHS of 03? All the people who did, all the haters from LHS 03.
Yes.
I'm not going to say their names right now, but those guys, they know who they are.
You're just jealous.
All the haters.
Yeah. Well, this is Stacy's most recent correspondence with me because again, there has been a period where we've gone a little dark on this, and
it happens.
So it worried
Crazy
me.
does that from time to time.
It worried me. So the cool thing was back in December. Now you're gonna love this, guys. She goes, and I sense a little tongue in cheek here, but maybe not. I didn't want to say anything before I had finalized this, but it looks like it's going to work out that local celebrity and former CFL team owner Lonnie Gleiberman will be available to help present the key.
Get out
and
of
make
here.
a speech at the key ceremony
A
for you guys.
speech? What's he going to say?
Pomp and circumstances all coming together. And then I guess I go silent till
Why
April.
does she have internet access in the hospital? Why?
Dude, I think she's a big hitter though. If you can see her, yeah.
Wait, who is going to former CFL owner?
Yeah, Lonnie Gleiberman.
Shit, yeah.
Gleiberman. So
Yeah.
cool.
Lonnie G,
And
as
so-
I call him.
So we go dark, and then I go, "Hey Stacy, any chance it still works for June? We want to send Kadog and Big E for the June 9th 6-9 acceptance." And she responds immediately, "Hey Jay, yes, of course this still works for June. I could not be more excited. The 9th is a Thursday, so I believe my options for arrival will be either late Wednesday, like midnight, or lunchtime on Thursday. Do you have any idea when these two would arrive? I think planning the ceremony in the afternoon on Thursday would make most sense. I can look into what our best option would be to celebrate the key afterward, and would love any input. I'm already thinking I'm going to have some questions as I put this all together. Off the top of my head, are there any other events or sites that the guys would like to see or do? Does E want to see if any of the bars are looking for a stand-up comedian? Do you want help coordinating accommodations? Let me know what you're thinking. We can jump off from there. Yes, and yes.
Do you think a luncheon is appropriate?
Ooh, a luncheon, a community luncheon.
Yeah.
Yeah, where the fellas can
We
can
could
give a
field
little
questions,
talk.
maybe even. I mean, I'd be willing to.
Yeah.
Field questions to the locals.
Is that plume as greasy as it looks? Why, yes,
no
it
more
is.
no, I'm not answering. I just want to have questions offered so I can get mad and say I will only be asking questions about the show, not about my hair, not about my dirtiness, or my sex life.
My itchy dick.
Yeah, none of those questions. It's just about the show.
No, I think just obviously the more pomp and circumstance, a little bit more pomp than circumstance would be fine if that's how it works out. But as long as those two things occur,
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
You can't have one without the other, really.
No. So it's a go, dude.
I'm excited. We can pull this off. I really am.
These sons of bitches in a car for upwards of 16 hours together.
It says it's like 9 hours.
He's having
It says it's
second
like
thoughts.
9 to 10 hours.
Oh
Possibly.
my God.
Wow.
I'll do the driving. I told him I would do the driving. I got that shit.
Big E loves being on the open road.
I do.
It's better than having him curl up in the back of a van, Kadog. So
Kadog, do you have any idea how irritating he is
headphones,
in a
my man.
confined space?
I'm hoping that if we leave late enough, I can just sleep through the majority of the trip.
So what are you guys thinking? Like Wednesday, like 2 a.m. or something?
I was thinking like midnight, but
Yeah, something like that.
So get there first thing in the morning and drive all night. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Brave soul.
get
Kadog.
on the fucking be on the Mackinac Bridge about 5 in the morning. Nice.
Looking forward to it.
Hey, are you moving and live far away from Radio for One Studios but want to support the Detroit Cast? Call Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban and she will refer you to an excellent realtor in your area, anywhere in the country or even Canada if you plan on moving there after the election. Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900 for more details.
Before we went into break, I mentioned this Death Valley National Park. 3 guys left kind of a little mini trail of destruction when they went on a little drunken binge in a national park. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Tearing up a national park, hammered drunk.
Dick move.
It is a dick move. The men climbed a fence guarding Devil's Hole in Death Valley National Park, southwestern Nevada. It's kind of by the California-Nevada border.
It's intriguing, isn't it? Devil's Hole.
It is.
They fired at least 10 rounds from a shotgun. They shot the locks off 2 gates. Ba-boo!
Wow.
Hit a motion sensor and several signs. So they're taking out fucking metal signs with their shotgun and shit. Beer cans and vomit. So they got shit-faced drunk and puked all over the national park.
Oh my God.
One guy went into this little hot pool thing and lost his underwear in there. Left his fucking underwear in there.
There's these yahoos. Check them out. I
Yeah.
pictured this at night. This just appears to be middle of the day.
It might be night
Vision. Doesn't look like it, but I see what you're
they're
saying.
Shit-faced drunk, though. I gotta think it was. They waded into an ancient water-filled cavern, and that's where he left his underwear.
Doesn't the guy in the middle just look like a sea bass type character?
Shit, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
It does look like sort of fun, though, doesn't it?
I don't know. I don't know why you have
Open
to
field,
fuck
the
with-
shotguns and beer. It sounds
Yeah,
kind of
never
awesome.
really intrigued me personally, that part of being drunk. I was
It's like
I'd be more,
camping.
I know. I'd be more. I wouldn't have liked. It wouldn't have been a good outcome. But I'd be more the dude that fell off the scoreboard at Mississippi State or whatever we were talking about the other day. Like that'd be more. I don't know if running around in the wild drunk would be my speed.
The Devil's Hole is a 40-acre section of this park. It includes a cavern pool fed by a hot spring, so it's kind of like a natural hot tub. It's the only natural home of the tiny Devil's Hole pupfish.
Sure, the pupfish.
Yeah. Look at it, poops. Hi, poops.
Majestic little fish.
Look
isn't
at
it?
that son of a bitch. You know how big he is? He's an inch. Hi, I'm an inch.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, look at that wee purple poops.
The pupfish.
Yep. The bluefish is considered critically endangered. This son of a bitch is down to his last few dozen.
Oh no.
There's a handful of these guys on the planet. There are 115 currently live in Devil's Hole.
Oh no.
Which is more than 500 feet deep in parts, but less than 2 feet deep where they feed on little algae mat.
Sure.
So they go in there and chow down. An underwater camera in the pond captures one of the men drunkenly wading about
An underwater camera, dude. This is serious shit.
Fuck yeah. Where the pupfish feed. So this dickhead's just like, yeah, woo. And just all of a sudden, you just see this asswipe's feet come popping into the pool and his boxers come off. And he's sitting on the ledge where these guys feed. There's 150 of them or 115 of them on the planet.
Wow.
The Devil's Hole pupfish is the smallest of several pupfish species in the Southwest deserts, growing to no more than an inch long. Hi, I'm just an inch. On Monday, one of the pupfish was found dead.
Oh, so they're down to 149
He's an inch.
114.
or 114. That's sorry.
It will be examined. They're going to examine this little guy to determine whether the actions of this dude killed it.
We're awaiting the toxicology results on the pupfish.
The Park Service is offering a $5,000 reward leading to the men's arrest and conviction. The Center for Biological Diversity is adding another 10 grand to the pot. 15 grand to know who these clowns are. A senior scientist with the conservation group said Devil's Hole pupfish have been teetering on the brink of extinction for years. The last thing they need are these idiots running amok in the last place on earth where they still survive.
Wow. Probably dropping shotgun shells in there and shit.
Yeah.
Just-
What is this, Kadog? Is this video inside where they
It's
eat?
the underwater
I think this
cam.
is the underwater camp.
Look at them.
Yeah.
There's their little car. They have a little 4-wheeler buggy
Be
thing.
the middle of nowhere.
Yep.
This big fence around this area in the middle of nowhere.
Wizarding World.
What's that?
Here they're in. They're in.
Here we go. Trying to shoot the locks off.
There's a fence. It just we want to go in there.
Come on. Come on.
We want to get in there.
God, that looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything except the fence around it.
Oh, here we go.
Underwater
Oh, no.
cam. Here comes my man
Oh.
trouncing around.
Oh, dickhead.
Oh, there's the algae you spoke of.
Yeah.
It's like he's
no.
upsetting the
Oh,
algae.
you son of a bitch.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh man, and that action right there was just too much for the pupfish to take. He couldn't handle it.
Took
Am I
out
gonna
one of
get
them.
my food?
Oh, do we see his underwear? Does his underwear land somewhere?
What
A lot of underwater camera angles, not just like one.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to see. It's dark. Oh, what dickheads! Oh, that poor pupfish. I feel like I've seen those fish before.
Yeah,
Are
they look
sure?
like a lot of other standard fish.
I'm almost positive I've
If
seen
you were to
those.
ask me to just draw a fish, I would draw something like the pupfish.
Yeah, I swear. Have they checked like the Meyer fish tanks? Because I swear I've
Yeah, go
seen
back to the
those little
pupfish,
guys.
would you? Kadog, real quick.
Before.
Yeah, there is something familiar about it.
I mean, they claim there's only 150 on the planet. They can only live in this pool, but I swear
I
to
would
God,
argue it's not the end of the world if we lose the pupfish.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. Like, we really don't know, in my opinion. Like, sometimes, like these species, like
Well, they're always finding new ones.
right?
and
Are they
shit, right?
supposed to go away? Are they not? Like, is it really our
They're
job?
probably not supposed to go away with dudes waiting
No.
around in their pool.
Obviously
Yeah,
not. But I mean, really, there's only 150 or 115 on the planet.
114.
114. Does it really matter? I mean, again, they shouldn't be doing this, but
Oh man.
like the big ecosystem going to really be a big hit if these are gone?
Maybe. We don't know.
That butterfly effect.
I'd
Mike?
like to look into this more because, like I said, I swear I've seen these guys in like fish tanks and Meyer.
Yeah, he's got the underbite that's unmistakable.
Yeah. Yep. God, this we I don't want to say made light or joked about sex abuse victims over the years. Obviously, as a survivor myself, I certainly feel for the pain of anybody that's gone through that. But this former victim of child sex abuse has ended her life under the Dutch euthanasia laws because she could not live with her mental suffering.
Wow.
Yeah. The woman in her 20s opted to be euthanized.
Oh my God.
Yep.
The pain.
She was given a lethal injection after doctors and psychiatrists decided that her PTSD and other conditions were absolutely incurable. They're like, yeah, you're fucked.
Poor girl.
It went ahead despite improvements in the woman's psychological condition after intensive therapy 2 years ago. The woman began to suffer from mental disorders 15 years ago following sexual abuse. The time scale means she was abused sometime between the ages of 5 and 15.
Mhm.
How brutal is that? News of her death angered anti-euthanasia MPs and disability campaigners in Britain. One Labour MP, what is MP? Is that the
I don't know.
It's not the military police, it's the courts.
Huh, I thought
Whatever.
That's what it was, actually.
Well, it doesn't matter. Look it up. Labour MP. Military, is it Parliament? Something Parliament. Anyway, said it meant sex abuse victims were now being punished with death. I don't know that that's what it means. She's not. They didn't set her down and go, "You were raped," like they would with ISIS and delete her.
Yeah. Certainly expands upon this Kevorkian type idea, though, right?
Yeah, hell yeah,
it's
it
not
does.
a terminal illness. It goes to something that she could live from, certainly for many more years, but she was obviously suffering from.
Details of this Dutch case were released by authorities anxious to justify euthanasia laws and to demonstrate that mercy killings are carried out under full and correct medical supervision. The woman had PTSD and was resistant to treatment. Her condition included severe anorexia, depression, suicidal mood swings, hallucinations, obsessions, and compulsions. Both. She also had physical difficulties and was almost entirely bedridden. Her psychiatrist said there was no prospect or hope for her. They're just like, yeah, she's
no prospect.
No.
So
no
here
hope.
you have somebody who's not of sound mind, who they're offing.
Well, they
and
get
someone
into
else
that.
is making the decision for her, right?
No, they said I think they touched on that and said no, she was absolutely of sound mind to kill herself with euthanasia. Yeah, it's a weird thing. However, the papers also disclosed that 2 years before her death, the woman's doctors called for a second opinion, and on the advice of the new doctors, she had an intensive course of trauma therapy. This treatment was partially successful. Wouldn't that tell you that there's hope for something?
Yeah.
I mean, if you had some level of success, so what? Did those guys just bail then? Did those guys go, Yeah, it looks like it was working for a minute. Good luck with her.
Right.
And then they just left, and these guys are like, yeah, I don't know. We're back to square one again. Yeah, might as well kill her. Treatment was abandoned last year after independent consultants were called in and said that, this is hopeless. She's finished.
And then they resort to euthanasia. It always makes me wonder why they don't use youth from Africa or something. I don't get why the Asians are always involved.
Yeah, it's weird. I've heard that too. But yeah, the euthanasia is what they
tend to use.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're declaring that they're more heartless. It doesn't affect them as much. Euthanasia.
Stone cold killers.
Yeah. The consultants also said that despite her intolerable physical and mental suffering, chronic depression, and mood swings, she was entirely competent to make the decision in her own life.
Okay.
So they
said it.
Yes. The doctor's report approved the termination of life order, and the woman was killed with an injection of lethal drugs in her 20s.
Wild.
It's crazy. In Britain yesterday, her case was condemned as horrendous by, did you look up Labor MP?
All I'm seeing is it's like a, what I'm trying to think of, like a party, a political party.
Yeah.
Labor. Okay. So that's what it looks like.
So it doesn't give you a definition for MP. What is
a Labor MP?
It's something
list
Parliament.
List of United Kingdom's Labor Party MPs. It includes members of Parliament,
members of Parliament.
Okay.
In Britain, the Labor MP Robert Flello said it almost sends the message that if you're a victim of abuse and as a result you get mental illness, you are punished by being killed. That the punishment for the crime of being a victim is death.
That's twisting it a little bit. But.
Yeah, agreed. This tragic situation shows why euthanasia should never be legalized in this country.
I think that's going a little too far. I think we should let them be here if they want to be here.
You invited them in to do the killing. I mean, what the hell?
I mean, all euthanasia?
Yes. They should never be legalized in this country. That seems like a stretch. What this woman needed at a desperate point in her young life was help and support to overcome her problems, not the option of euthanasia.
Yeah.
It is both horrifying and worrying that mental health professionals could regard euthanasia in any form as an answer to the complex and deep wounds that result from sex abuse.
Why is euthanasia the answer?
Youth in Zimbabwe. Oh, that's terrible. What a crazy story.
Yeah, it definitely suggests that the floodgates are open, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking about terminal illnesses. We're talking about depression and such.
Yeah, there's definitely a case to be made for hey, look, man, I can jump off a bridge, or we can do this with some dignity, and you could bring in some youth from Asia. And
they can pound me in the head or whatever they do.
However they go about it.
However they choose. They get carte blanche to choose or what?
What was the problem with adults in Asia?
I don't know.
Was there an incident that happened?
The youth must be particularly effective.
Yeah.
For some
Quicker,
reason.
less pain involved.
I don't know.
Yeah. It's interesting. I don't know.
Look that up. Why do they use euthanasia?
I'm not,
Google it, you son of a bitch.
What am I gonna? Why do they use euthanasia
to kill people? Youth with a Y.
I know how to spell youth.
Youths in Asia, because adults in Asia they get too into it.
For whatever reason, they're just not on the table.
It's more sadistic with them. And
it's weird. What's showing up is not kind of what you're thinking. Like euthanasia is not. It's one word.
Oh,
and it's not like a.
Yeah, well, we know what your skill level is with the Google machine.
Okay, well,
so.
I'm not.
One person who I could see, like if they wanted to call in some youth from Asia to deal with, it might be that 11-year-old girl in Nebraska.
Oh, the poor girl on the carnival ride.
Yeah, the King's Crown.
Damn.
Yeah. The parents of the girl who was scalped, literally like an Indian would scalp someone.
Jay, I gotta be honest. I don't know if this will hurt. Like this might discredit you a little bit here, but under the Urban Dictionary, youth in Asia is a term people look up when they hear euthanasia and don't know what it means.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I don't know if it is the Urban Dictionary, so I can't.
People really look that up?
Yes, apparently.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Euthanasia. Awesome.
Well,
enough. So that's in the Urban Dictionary.
If you remember, we were talking about this the other day, that the girl at the Cinco de Mayo festival, sounds like a little fair. Think Lonia Spree for people locally around here. She may never see again.
Because her head got bashed so hard.
The parents of Elizabeth Gilruth say their daughter is still in critical, recovering from surgery, and is only communicating through hand squeezes right now. Oh, this
What was the deal? Her hair got caught on something. Her head
tangled in the machine,
and then it got like smashed up against the edge of something.
Oh, that stinks.
One of these shit ass carny rides.
Yeah. The girl Lulu, they call her Lulu. That's her name. Was riding a spinning ride called the King's Crown, and with her cousins on Saturday when her and she had long red hair, somehow got caught and was ripped from the top of her head. It just ripped the whole thing out. Doctors hope that Lulu's eyelids will heal. Why eyelids? I mean, it ripped it out so bad and so fast that she might be blinded because of it.
Oh my gosh.
From the scalping or the hit of the head?
I don't know,
I think
dude.
she just got rocked. I think her head just got rocked.
They don't know. Doctors hope Lulu's eyelids will heal and that her hair will grow back, but they aren't optimistic about her vision yet.
They're also hoping it grows back non-ginger, I heard.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
well, that'd be a nice
yeah.
benefit. I mean, if they could, I don't know that they could. That was an option. That'd be cool though.
They're hoping.
They don't know if the muscles will work and my daughter will be able to see again. Like the muscles might have just quit after the trauma. Lulu's mother, Virginia, showed pictures of her daughter after surgery and was crying as she recalled how her daughter loved her long red hair. Absolutely loved it. This is one of her favorite things. She loves her hair. On a GoFundMe, the girl's family say they're not sure about whether her scalp will heal either. At this point, we're not sure if her scalp will die or stay alive. If it does die, Lulu will not be able to grow her own hair. I didn't know scalps could die.
Wow. Right.
Were you guys aware that scalps could just like...
I've never heard it stated that way.
I mean, is that just what happens when people's hair stops growing or no? Or is it two different things?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's follicle
Uncharted
related.
waters here for me. I don't know.
Yeah, you've got luscious locks.
Never thought about that. I reckon... I mean, if you tell me the story, I go, there might be a chance she couldn't grow hair, but I wouldn't have termed it her scalp could die. That's interesting.
Yeah. According to witnesses, the ride had just started when the girl's red curls were caught in a mechanism and she began screaming. There was nothing we could do. And so I stood up and I was yelling, "Stop the ride, stop the freaking ride," said her friend. It went on for 5 to 10 minutes. Everybody told me while it ripped and pulled my daughter around, she was tortured. She suffered a fractured skull. God, that's fucking awful. That is the worst story ever. So they're asking for prayers. So if anybody's got some extra prayers to spare,
God, I've got so many I've been giving away lately, though. I really gotta.
See, Lulu, they say, is such an amazing and outgoing little girl. She has to make it through this. She wants to be a senator when she grows up.
Ooh.
Please, family and friends, keep Lulu in your thoughts and prayers.
I'll try to divvy them up from some other ones I've been giving out.
She wanted the man who refused to stop the ride to be punished too. I was like, yeah, it'll be over in a minute.
Why would you want to be a senator?
I know.
I don't know. It seems like a weird thing.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Poor girl.
Yeah. Would you rather go out that way or being mauled by dogs? Jeez. I know.
I think being mauled by I have this fear of being eaten by an animal.
That's
part of the shark thing.
Yes.
I love sharks. I can't believe we're on such
freaks me out.
Different pages with sharks.
Something eating my flesh. Gross.
A grand nana in Dallas was eaten to death by a pack of dogs. These packs of dogs. This happens in Detroit a lot. There are packs of dogs running around Detroit.
Yeah.
It's crazy. My mom said when she would go down there for work as a probation officer, she said you would never just walk up someone's porch. Like you would stop in their driveway,
fire warning shots,
like honk the horn a bunch of times and see what came out from underneath the porch. You would never just walk up there because you might get just taken down by one of these things.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But this woman, Antoinette Brown, was left in a coma after 6 dogs mauled her. She's a 52-year-old woman. She died Monday after being taken off life support at Baylor. Neighbors called the police saying, this woman's screaming out there. She was an Army veteran. She's like, yeah, I'm under attack. Imagine being taken down by a pack of wild dogs. Her neighbor called 911 when she found Brown severely injured. Jackie Humphreys, the neighbor, said she tried to have Dallas Animal Services capture the same dogs a year ago after she claims one killed her Chihuahua.
Oh, that wasn't enough.
No, she said when she called 911 about Brown's attack, the cops were like, yeah, call 311 about dogs being loose. Leave us alone. Humphrey said that she was told by an official that no one would come to the neighborhood for 72 hours.
Nobody.
Imagine if you had a pack. Think about that. This must be one of those shithole neighborhoods. If
I reckon.
imagine in your neighborhood if you called the cops and said, "Yeah, there's like a pack of 6 wild dogs,
right,
just like growling through the neighborhood." How long they would be there in 20 seconds?
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
They would not go, "Yeah, good luck with that. Call us when they eat something."
They eat something other than a chihuahua.
Yeah. So yeah, they're like, yeah, they didn't give a shit. They didn't give a shit.
Dude, that was like that time I was running and I ran into that pack of dogs. I was terrified. I really don't know what I would have done if a car hadn't come by at the same time.
What did the car do?
Just because I was running and these 3 came up to me, teeth out, growling, and luckily a car kind of drove by, kind of beeped, kind of like saw what was happening, beeped, and then like I kind of went along the car and they went away. But the reality is I was on a dirt road kind of in nowhere.
E grappling with 3 dogs.
I would have sat back and not beat my heart. I would have just seen how this plays out.
Oh,
like if I would have come upon E
gross.
And a pack of wild dogs, I would have just hung back.
Oh, they're talking about me. I'm like, what?
No.
Oh,
if I was in a car, I wouldn't have broken that up just yet. I would have seen where. Let's see where this is going before we intervene.
Dude, I don't think. I obviously
if the
don't think
dogs
about
start getting their ass kicked, then you'd intervene.
Okay,
right?
Sure. Yeah. If he was taken to the dogs,
yeah,
enough, man. They're just dogs, dude. Relax.
Yeah, that was not going to be the case.
Yeah. Then I would have come blazing in with my horn honking, hoping to disrupt E and send him shooing away.
Dude, I've thought about it. What I would have done, and I don't know what I would have done. I remember thinking my only thought was maybe kick 1 or 2 of them in the face.
Fight or flight, E.
Dude,
not gonna outrun him.
I know that's my problem. I said,
yeah, you'd have been screwed. You're better off just laying down and playing dead. Because you kick one of them, you're gonna piss that one off, and he's really coming now.
I know, dude. I didn't know. Well, luckily it didn't matter, dude. But the reality is, if that car doesn't go by, that was a sticky situation I was in.
What is the play? Do we know what the play is?
There was 3 of them, and they
if
packed
you come
up,
upon 6 dogs in a pack,
number 1.
Yeah. What is the move? Like with bears, I think you play dead, or you go, "Hey, get out of here, you!" and you act like a badass. I think you're supposed to act like a badass.
No shit.
Yeah.
A bear.
Yeah. Get out of here, you! Make a lot of noise and get big. Yeah. Or go and play dead, but you don't run. You don't want to run from these sons.
I don't know what the play is with an angry pack of dogs.
It was 3, so it wasn't 6.
I
But
think
they were
kicking
absolutely
one might be the worst thing you can do, though.
I know, but I
think at some point you're gonna have to kick them, but you've got to be under attack.
Right.
I don't think you just walk up and get out of here.
But, I mean, I don't know
you
what
try to back
that would
away
be
slowly.
terrifying.
Back away slowly.
Well, what do you consider under attack? Because I'm telling you, they were 1, 2. It was like it was me, and they were 1, 2, 3 packed up, and their teeth were out at this point. Like it was not just.
You were under threat of attack.
Right.
You weren't under attack.
Okay. It's close,
dude.
I look back on that, dude.
When was that,
dude? That would have been before Drew and Mike days. Even that would have been probably 2009, 2008.
God, the world would have never gotten to know Big E.
I know that's a good point. If that had happened,
how cool would it be though if you had a story of being attacked by a gang of wild dogs?
I'm cool enough with
if
the
you
story.
Survived. I mean, yeah, you'd have some scars. You'd be even worse to look at, but I mean, overall, it'd be a great story.
What would E look like without a nose? And a mangled ear,
or just neck wounds, vicious neck wounds.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know. That would be a good story, I suppose. I'm pretty comfortable with the story as it is.
Is that a prosthetic nosy? Can you imagine E?
No, this is my regular ugly nose.
Yeah,
I don't know, but anyway, crazy. I don't know. What would you, for real? What would you have done?
I think my instinct would be try to back away slowly.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And then if the things attack you, I guess you got to try to fight.
Right. I gotcha.
You're not going to outrun them.
No, that's no way. Not
try to back away slowly, and if you can keep making distance, and then maybe get into a slow jog.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'd go up a tree.
Well, I know
dirt face or reason with them.
Reasoning would be the best possible if it worked. I don't know. It'd be hard to reason with them.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
No, I just go, look at these.
Use your words, right?
Ruff, ruff, ruff,
Come here, friends.
ruff, 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 ruff.
Come here, friends. And see if I could pet 1 or 2, get on his good side, and
Yeah.
then he'll start telling his boys, yeah, he's all right.
He's cool.
Otherwise, I'm going dirt face.
Pull out a Scooby snack.
Yes. If you had Scooby snacks, should be good. Anyway, how we doing on email?
We do have some email, Mike, but
What do we
before we
got?
get to that, we must mention our friend Mark Leibovitz of LPL Financial. This segment of email is brought to you by Mr. Leibovitz. You have an annual physical to make sure you're healthy. What do you do to make sure you remain financially fit? Well, Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial specializes in thoughtful and unbiased investment guidance designed to keep your finances in shape. So call today. Tell him you're a friend of the show for a no-cost, no-obligation consultation, 248-626-2000, and ask for Mark. E, did you have something to add there?
Yes. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
You know, what Merck is offering for free in terms of a no-cost, no-obligation consultation is actually quite a value. He's willing to take a look at what you've got.
Yeah.
And there's no obligation. He'll take a look and he'll sit down with you or over the phone, whatever you want, and tell you, if, you know, his opinion of where it's invested and whether it's doing well or could do better.
Which he did for me.
He's done that for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Rob writes, and Mike, don't give the king too much credit about his love for Star Wars. He once called Endor a planet when it's clearly named the forest moon of Endor.
Oh!
Whoa. So it's a moon, not a planet?
It is.
That's a hit.
Yeah,
No,
that hurts a little bit.
I remember that. I remember being called out for it by like 4 dudes.
Really?
Yeah. See, I'm telling you, I'm not like that big a star. I don't know that much. I know the basic stories, and that was a major misstep right there.
Was it?
I should have never said that.
Did you?
Everybody knows it's a moon.
I wouldn't have known.
It's where the Ewoks live.
I would call the moon a planet, though, technically. So
our moon?
Yeah.
Our current
why
moon.
not? Why not?
Sure.
The one that's made of cheese?
Yes.
I also appreciate the 20 minutes you guys spent on Mike's child butthole. Amazing. Thanks, podcast legends. Rob.
People seem to like my son butthole.
Butthole.
Did we spend 20 minutes on butthole?
Probably.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
Seems
like something we'd do.
Eddie writes in. Eddie writes in. I can't believe you did not ruin that asshole's grill. Of course, referring to Big E. Furthermore, who is the real retard that let him handle a weapon? You were exactly correct when you stated that is how accidents happen. Of course, we're referring to E pointing an assault rifle at me.
An AK-47 to be exact.
As soon as he was handed it, yeah.
Mhm.
Incidentally, pardon my smugness, there are only 2 types of discharges with regard to firearms, intentional and negligent. I can only see Captain Dumbass participating in the latter. I agree.
Yeah.
Keep him away from things that can prevent me from getting my freeze worth. Deeply concerned and shit.
That
Eddie.
could be anything in this room. I drive a car every day.
I took quite a lot of shit for having my finger on the.
Oh, did you have it on the trigger?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike.
I had it, but I feel like I was locked and loaded. And what Jay and I were aimed at, I don't even want to say.
Follow the trajectory. What stands? Oh, about 10 inches tall.
In the house.
So Jay
Not
and
outside the house.
Jay and I were trained on a threat.
Yeah.
In that photo.
What were the
And,
rules of engagement there? I don't
Wanna
know.
stink?
Yeah. It smells like shit in here.
And so, yeah, there was a.
We're locked on target.
We were, and I was ready to unload. I mean, that's just the reality. So, yeah.
My finger was not on the trigger. It was over the trigger guard.
Yours
wasn't it?
was properly done.
Okay. Eddie also chimes in with a pretty good effort at a Prince beard.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Good work there, Eddie.
Wow.
Yeah. That took some time, man.
Yeah.
Looks like Eddie sort of has to, he's one of these guys who has to decide, like, well, here's where my beard ends.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a line right here.
Yeah.
This, the end of my beard and the beginning of my chest hair.
Yeah. I would be worried about that medallion there. That would get caught in hair.
Yeah.
That would stink.
Looks like it.
I like what he's doing here.
Yeah, that's great, man. What he's done, he's created sort of
like-
a double beard.
Think Dig Dug. Remember the video game Dig
I
Dug?
remember the name.
It looks like a Dig Dug.
Oh, okay.
Dug there.
Little cave.
Yeah.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Google Dig Dug.
I am Googling TikTok.
Some great detail.
1982. Is that what it says?
Sure. It's an Atari game.
Oh, shit.
Do you see some similarities there that you can show Jay?
Little guys like digging mines or something, was it?
Something like that. There's not an image of Dig Dug, you
There
ass?
is, but I mean, you want to see the other one?
Dude, I see it.
Where?
Yeah.
I guess I don't know what I'm looking
He's
at.
digging out like a cavern. And look, just like Eddie dug out his little beard area here.
Okay.
Mike, excellent.
Thank you. I mean,
Good hearkening back to Dig Dug.
yeah.
It's a great recall.
Took myself back to 1982 for that. Nice work, Eddie.
Bill writes in, King, Queen, and Court Jester. Listened to last Friday's episode and thought the whole special needs guy in Texas was hilarious. You guys ever think of getting Big E a van and a Snoopy snow cone maker?
I'll drive a van around the town with a Snoopy snow cone maker if people want.
You guys ever used a Snoopy snow cone maker?
Yes. It sucked. At least mine sucked.
Dude,
anyway.
you're actually putting just ice cubes in this thing, and you're rolling it, and it's like a cheese grater kind of deal.
So it just shaves it.
Oh, and it gives you that like nails on a chalkboard feeling because it's just against the ice. Oh, it's awful. And then it makes like just a little tiny bit of icy snow cone thing.
Commercials, I don't know. Obviously I'm not a kid, so I don't watch like the commercials now, but toy commercials for me, I always got so excited, and then you get them and it was just
You're exactly right on that.
I remember one that
Saturday morning toy commercials used to be so farcical. How they'd set up like
the
all
G.I.
these
Joe
landscapes.
ones and
yeah,
stuff.
dude. You'd have like, Cobra falling out of the helicopter into a pond or some shit, and
the parachuting GI Joe.
Oh,
yeah.
Ridiculous.
Those
they
shits
never work.
Never open. The other ones are the Nerf guns where you'd be shooting each other, and it's like you get those for real.
Those are badass now.
When we
You
were
have no
kids, though,
idea.
those Nerf ones sucked.
Yeah, they did.
Where
Just
it was
the
like
pistols,
the
like-
crossbow and the pistols, and the thing would just go
Tho-
barely
those,
fall out.
Those
It
are
would
no
fall.
shit now, man.
Really?
Nerf guns. You would love Nerf guns now.
Really?
Yes. You should buy some like automatics, semi-autos.
Really?
They've got bow and arrows that'll just about take your face off.
Seriously?
They're great.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Do you have some?
Yeah, Manny and Russell have bow and arrows right now, and their buddies have their whole basement is just decked out in Nerf gun stuff. They'll just go down there and they used to.
Arsenal
This
of Nerf.
is a couple years ago.
We went
A little
through
too old for it.
We got fucked on the toy thing. Like if you go back to the 50s, like with chemistry sets, you could actually make bombs and
Yeah.
poison and stuff. Like you could make shit that would kill you. And then it was like you got into our world and we got like weird Nerf toys.
Well, I think they came
were
to
so
realize, like,
commercialized.
dude, you can totally blow this up. We have to take this out the market. So there was like consumer protection was big when we
Mhm.
were young, but they weren't into really cool shit. You're exactly right. We fell in this area
Yeah.
where there wasn't really cool shit developed that was still safe.
Mhm.
Moreover, we had parents. Parents are different now, man. Kids are like, oh, they're just meant to be spoiled. It's kind of the overall view, and kids have more shit than ever. Like I remember having like a universe of my stuff. Like
Yeah.
do you remember that too? Like you had
I
a
do.
set amount of stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe you put some of that stuff on a shelf or you put it in your drawer, but that was your stuff. Now, man, kids just have shit everywhere.
It's
Like,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For every event, you're getting some action figure or something. Like shit's not even open sometimes. It's just tucked in the closet, pulled out a year later. Like
I
did you
remember-
have stuff like
Yeah. You know what? I gotta be honest. My mom, I was really lucky that my mom.
all right, you were spoiled. So he's
yeah.
part of this generation I'm
Yeah.
describing, but you know what I'm
Dude,
mean,
I
right?
totally know what you mean. Like I remember playing with Star Wars action figures for like years.
Yeah.
Like
you had that stuff for years, and then you knew your buddy had a different set of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was cool to go over there and like
play with
wow,
his stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't just this unlimited amount of I don't know whose that is. It's like sitting in my garage. It's this I don't know, say a skateboard or something. Yeah, I don't know. That must be Joe's or something.
Mhm.
Really? Joe doesn't even know it's I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just shit everywhere.
you're
Kid
right.
shit
It-
everywhere.
It was a big deal when you made a trip to Toys R Us or when you got a new toy, not a basket full of new shit. Like you're absolutely right. I see it with and it's not like, oh, this specific parent, because I'm around Beth's nephews who are 5 and 2. I'm around them quite a bit, and so I see what they get, but I know it's not unique to them. But it's commonplace to have like a whole room that's just wall to wall, like everything you could
Yeah,
imagine.
and they don't
Like,
even know what's in there.
No, you can't possibly appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, open the wrapper and it's like, oh, cool. Set that aside. They don't even like you wanted to rip open the box and like, oh my God, it's a different game now.
Mhm.
And I don't know why that started or where that came from. Is it like keeping up with the Joneses
I think
type
it's
thing?
I think
And-
it's partly like daddy guilt, like dads are way more involved now with their kids because our dads weren't.
yeah.
And I think it's there's a people had more money, in the
Well,
90s
that's the other thing,
early
dude.
thousands.
You gotta
and
be talking. You're talking when I was
Had
in
more
the Christmas time. That was the
disposable
boom,
income.
dude. And I'm not saying that makes it okay, but I just remember my mom.
there's
yeah.
more on the market, and I think people producing this shit realize, like, wow, this is a market that's untapped. We can just continually churn out shit.
Yeah.
And people keep buying it.
And the whole like gearing that advertising to kids too really took off.
Yeah.
When we were kids, like I remember when TV shut off at night, like it went to white noise. Like
the Poltergeist thing.
The broadcast ended at some point. There wasn't just, and I remember in my childhood when cable came onto the block and it was a big deal. And all of a sudden this idea of round the clock television, which meant round the clock advertising and all that kind of stuff. But I don't remember having the bombardment. Like if you're watching TV, I remember when I'd watch what's that show I liked on the Disney Channel? What's her name? Miley Cyrus's show. Oh, I loved Hannah Montana. Great show. But it is just, dude, it makes those toys look like the most badass shit ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I wanted to get some of that stuff. You know what I mean? And I was in my 30s.
I do.
And that ends the old man segment of the Detroit Cast for today.
That's right.
Back when I was a kid.
Yeah. Get off the lawn. Get off the lawn.
How could okay, Bill continues. So E could be having a Snoopy snow cone maker in a van. He could have the music as some EDM loop. You guys are a daily delight and make my days tolerable as I travel the roads of Detroit for my job. Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Very nice, Bill.
Joe writes in concerning Lions training camp and I guess our pictures on the website.
Oh no. Let me guess. King looks awesome and I look like an asshole.
No. It's really cool how you're able to Photoshop yourselves being athletic. I love the mid-90s attire. Mike rocking the tube socks with shorts brings me back to elementary school for sure. You know, there is nothing wrong with your socks in those images.
I agree. I would have never had them like pulled up like over my calf move.
That wasn't like tube sock day. Like tube sock day is what we discussed. Like when you had the colored
blue and white,
the blue, red, white, or blue, red, blue on white sock kind of days. That was
no heel.
That was the frickin' tube sock day.
Yeah.
We were talking mid-90s there, right? Where, yeah, you probably have,
that would
probably
have
white socks and gym shoes on or some shit, right?
Yeah. I had some Converse All-Stars on and just white socks pushed down.
Come on, Joe. I think that was unwarranted. There's a hell of a lot more you could rip on us about Mike's attire in 1995.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
It weren't photoshopped. Noel writes in, concerning the Avengers movie. So here we are in a superhero issue.
Oh, great.
I respect Noel's
who's writing
takes.
in? Noel? Which is just going to piss Joe off.
Maybe. But I respect Noel's takes generally. So I'm willing to give this a read. Maybe gain some understanding as to what it is about these superhero movies. It's so great. Hey, fellas, I just want to shed some light on the Civil War and Avengers movies. I'm a cool dude that happens to get a boner over comic books. Yeah, I'm a nerd. It's very much the same way that Jay loves the stories from a galaxy far, far away, which I love as well. Anyway, the reason they are cool is each movie is so different. The Avengers movies are the big mashups at the end of the cycle, and they're pretty good. But the individual movies are where the stories are. For example, the first Captain America movie is like an old World War II movie. The second one is like a Jason Bourne movie. And then comes Civil War, which was just badass all around. The Ant-Man movie sounds dumb to anybody that doesn't follow. A stupid guy in an ant costume that can shrink. Sounds dumb, sounds dumb, I'm sure, but that movie's awesome. It's a buddy heist movie, kind of like a Ocean's 11. Not to mention Paul Rudd is the man. The Thor movies are more mythical. The Iron Man movies are all about kick-ass technology and the science type stuff. Anyway, my point is they're all kick-ass in their own ways. They're just cool, well-written movies, but then you add the comic book hero element, and they're even better. They don't overdo it like Superman, who can just do anything and never get hurt. So we have a Marvel versus DC thing going on.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, boy. He's waging war now.
There are struggles and sacrifices in these stories. I'm sure you still don't care, but I do. Damn it, I do. Anybody talked into it?
I stopped listening after you started listing names of movies. I'm sorry. I know other people.
Deadpool was awesome. Deadpool's worth seeing.
Really?
For sure. Yeah.
Is that with Ryan Reynolds?
Yes.
Okay.
It's fucking great. Great movie.
Really?
Beth and I both liked it. It was great.
All right.
Yes. Dude, go do yourself a favor. Go see Deadpool. It's awesome. It was very good.
I guess I don't know. Like I've seen a couple of those ones that he referred to or parts of them. And
which one? That I referred to?
No, that he did.
Oh, okay.
And I guess you have to like know the comic book characters or care about them. Because like Tony Stark, okay, you're the Iron Man guy. Like, yeah, I get it. You're a rich guy.
Eccentric billionaire.
I don't feel any angst for, I don't feel his angst. I don't feel anything for Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Cool. Now you put on a suit and now you're flying through shit.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I don't get them, man.
I know. I just don't like I liked the original, and again, you know, in the get off my lawn segment for the day, I like the old Supermans because they weren't so outlandish. Outside of the getting into warp speed and flying around
So
the
you're
Earth
talking
a
about
bunch
the
of times
Christopher Reeves?
to stop the rotation of the Earth and rewind time. That was a bit much. However,
He did it for a good reason, though. Save Lois.
I know, but why wouldn't you just always do that every time something goes wrong?
Something goes
It's like
awry and you.
It's like a TiVo on life.
Yeah. It's a great point.
You know, like anytime there's a disturbance in the force of your world, you just go, oh shit, hold on. Give me a second, folks. Give me a second. We'll bring Jimmy right back.
Yeah.
Rewind 30 seconds and then go, Jimmy, get out of the way.
Right.
Damn it.
You know, somebody, friend of mine.
But as far as like flying through walls and going through 10 buildings at once, like all that bullshit is where you lose me. Where
It's
like,
the
okay,
CGI. Yes.
it's the CGI nature of it all.
It is, dude. And I was talking to a friend of mine who was hearkening back to the Christopher Reeve Supermans as well. And he had his son who's like 12, 13 watch those. And obviously the kid has the reaction that any kid would do after seeing the CGI shit. Like, really? Like,
yeah,
you can tell he's not flying all that. But he goes, look, but wait, you can tell that's Christopher Reeve like landing. You know, they have him on a cable or whatever, but as he comes in for a landing, like that's the actor, like really doing that on set.
Yep.
And that's what was cool about movies back then. It was like, oh, how'd they do that? It's remarkable. You can't see the cable. It's neat how they did that on film. Now it's just you take that all away with the computer.
Put a green screen in and you can do anything. Yeah.
Tim writes in, hello, Panoozle meatheads. Over the years, the show plus the D&M show have taught us all to speak in drops on a daily basis. It's fun, I admit, but can be annoying sometimes.
Well, that's all right.
On top of that, we've also learned to pronounce words properly, such as scenario, and even added new words in our dictionary like fidget, panoose, and vagine. Unfortunately, the two words I'm having a problem with these days are coming and, of course, docking. Dude, coming and nobody are killing me
I
day
know.
to day.
No, which your nobody is killing me because I can't have a normal. I can't even have a normal conversation with like it's
normal.
Anything now becomes nobody. He's not normal.
Yeah, docking hasn't caused me any problems, but the coming, every time I hear the word coming or came, I'm just like, gross. Sick.
What is docking again? I don't remember exactly.
Yeah,
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
Okay, good. Yeah, I saw someone on Twitter, I think last week, was like, "Yeah, how do you think Docking feels about this this new revelation? You think they're upset with the band name they chose?"
Tim gives us a for instance, at our family Mother's Day gathering, my mom told me and my brother and sister-in-law that they were coming at noon. I immediately responded, gross. You would think with 3 kids they'd knock it off. Mom looked at me confused. I just simply said, never mind. Finally, the word docking. God damn it, this is fucked up. First of all, second,
what is that?
Docking. No, just docking.
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
Oh, okay.
Tim says, I cannot think of a simple boat dock or a fishing dock or a rocket docking at the space station.
Are you hearing that much stories on the International Space Station?
Without the horrible image of 2 homo dudes joining together like a friggin' Panoozle Voltron character.
We don't want to shame anybody here.
You guys remember Voltron?
Voltron.
Voltron was the thing where it was like those machines that were shaped like lions, and they all came together to form like a big.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So what do those have to do with docking?
Well, that's what he thinks of, like a friggin' Panoozle Voltron character to make one giant super schlong. The thought of the lead character in the cartoon saying, "I'll form the head," has a new meaning now. For future reference, the gay community can refer to docking as Voltroning if they want to be creative. Sorry for ruining a sweet old school cartoon, everyone, but the thought is humorous. I will say good day, all. Tim R. Thank you, Tim.
Wow.
And then lastly, Stacy writes in to quickly say that concerning the horse fucker guy who she connected with on Craigslist, that she will take one for the team and see if she can get the guy's number, even though she's appalled for the record.
She's appalled?
She's appalled. For the record, she is.
I wonder if that guy's into docking.
Phil Castillo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get off my land!
Oh, Dude, do we really want to talk to a potential horse fucker?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Right. We don't want to shame anybody. Let's be clear.
No. We don't want to shame anybody. We don't want to put anybody on the spot. If it looks funny, we go over and say, mm-mm.
Exactly. All right. Should we wrap it up?
Save the rest for tomorrow.
Ian Halpern tomorrow.
Yeah.
Too. So looking forward to that. Thanks everybody for hanging with us. We certainly appreciate it. All that you do to support this show. We notice it all. We appreciate it all. So with that, we'll call it a day. Have a good one, everybody. And we'll do it again tomorrow. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen to God, watch you grow.